Welcome back to the 2023 World Series of Poker. It is time for day 2D of the main event, the biggest main event in poker history, with registrations still open here on day 2. Rumor has it there's a long line of people still waiting to get into this tournament, but of course we have plenty of people who have already survived day 1, and here it is. We got our feature table with none other than Mr. Phil Hellmuth. He's back in action. They're already beefing there. Seat 3, Mr. Parent is beefing with Hellmuth from the start. It's going to be awesome. And then, of course, Donnie, we have Nicholas Rigby, the man who coined the dirty diaper, who, of course, crushed a lot of souls in the main event not too long ago. And he's back, and he's the chip.
I'm not
Good
Nick
Rigby. Welcome to the show.
Can I put this over here?
Oh, you're cool, yeah.
It's mine.
I'm not
Oh, no, yeah, that's mine. That's it.
one of those two, yeah.
Yeah, don't reveal any information.
Yeah, I know. Everybody was giving me lots of advice.
Don't tell me your age.
No, everybody was giving me lots of advice. I'm gonna stick to their
Don't
advice.
show Phil a single
No,
hand.
yeah, I'm not showing a single thing. I was told that I should try to tilt you, but you're my favorite poker player since I was like 11 years old, so I don't think I could. I think they just have to be nice to you.
I'm just gonna put the headphones on.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm playing. I have to focus.
This is not late in the day where I'm not allowed to wear headphones.
Okay.
I was wearing them most of the day.
Is there like
Benjamin
a portion
Parent there
of time
into
where
3
we'll talk
seat.
a bit, and then once you put your headphones on, I should stop talking to you?
You could talk,
Donnie,
but I really can't hear.
what do we know about this guy?
Yeah.
I can't hear.
If you
Well,
ever want me to stop
Look,
talking to you,
look at the bio sheet.
Okay.
I mean-
okay, cool. What are they?
It's empty.
There's not much on the bio sheet. What we do know is that he is over the moon to, 1, be in the WSB main event, 2, feature table next to Phil Hellmuth. I believe he's in dental school and said he didn't want to embarrass himself too much.
I'm very hot.
I see all they
I also didn't wear a shirt. It's just my sweater. Like, it's just gonna, I think that was a mistake. If you couldn't tell by my talking, I'm not very interested in my hands. It's probably a little bit of a tell. Just a little bit. All right.
Give him respect where it's due.
What is your name?
My name is John.
Nice to meet you. I'm Ben. You can
Give
call
him
me Ben.
respect where it's due doesn't change your poker game. Some of these guys might think that, but
I don't
won't
really-
play any different playing against him.
I think I missed the
But give-
context of the start of the conversation, but what's the context? You're talking about like being respectful to Phil? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, just respect in general.
Oh, do you think? Okay, sorry if I. Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Good to know a lot of us.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. I just hope that I'm friends with everyone else. That's my main goal.
All right, like I said, action underway here from the
In
start.
narrative, what is-
Modens
what's the
with
narrative?
Trip Aces here right off the bat. By the way, if you guys are in the chat, let us know where you're watching
Oh.
from.
Okay.
We're going to be here until roughly
First
4:30
Phil
Pacific
advice,
time.
Don't get lost in the narrative.
And then, of course, just like yesterday, hand it on over to the PokerGO feed, the mainstream, 3 feature tables. I've been told that unless something drastically changes, this table is going to stay on the feature table all day today, so that should be a lot of fun to follow along
I'm allowed to
with the
stand
action.
up? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Modens here. Check calls the turn from McDermott. Queen on the river.
I can't believe I'm here.
So McDermott left with just 9 high. See if he wants to continue bluffing
Hello.
at this one.
Hi. How you doing today? Good. That's good. I'm good too. You see my water shaking a little bit? Yeah. Do you see it? Yeah. Okay. I was hoping that it wasn't noticeable. Oh. I just need to take some deep breaths. Yeah.
McDermott has a deep run in the main event.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Lots of experience.
Do you mind if I
Yeah,
share
I think it
your
was
table?
46th
Okay.
in 2021. High stakes cash game player
Can I put my stuff
here
here?
in Las Vegas.
Cool. Okay. Thanks. I don't know
Here
what
he's
I have.
putting Modens to the test right away. Coming with 11,000 on the river.
Third spade out there. Maybe a few more seconds to decide, but of
All right,
course,
good start. People are
Ace
willing to
Jack
bluff here.
not
That's
going to
good.
hit the muck there. Shout out to everyone that is watching right now. It's going to be incredible. I think that Benjamin Parent is going to
most of the day, or like
get lots of haters and fans
I'm
here.
not sure he's
today?
taking a breath.
No.
Nice. Okay. Can I have some blacks, please?
Is that a banana for Hellmuth?
Yeah. Thank you,
Is
kind
it?
sir.
Don't worry.
Davis, right? Cool.
Helmut,
Where are
of
you
course,
from,
starting the
David?
day off with a meal.
Flat? I've never
We're going
been
to probably
there.
see 3 or 4 meals throughout the day.
Never just
He's going to
took a
sample
spontaneous
all
trip.
So you've never been to
establishments.
Latvia.
That's a fucking shocker, kid.
yeah, no, that was kind of the point of the statement. It's supposed to be a little bit funny. But
I can tease you, right?
yeah, 100%. You can call me anything you want.
You call me anything.
Everywhere I play, I'm kind of like the
know I
brunt
was
of
gonna
like
be
every
mad.
joke because I'm like never mean to anyone, and like you can like say things about my mom and I won't get mad. You know? So sorry.
I guarantee I won't say anything bad about you.
Yeah,
Your
okay.
family, for
Yeah.
God's sake.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm just saying, everything's fair play if you want.
22.
Producer Aiden is already messaging me saying the chat will probably lose their mind because audio is going to have some issues. Phil Hellmuth apparently is going to mess with his microphone. Turn it on, turn it off. We might get some more 80s music blasting through those headphones. Just giving you guys the heads up so that
You like to-
everyone knows
to
what's
battle
going
on,
on.
I don't want that red. Okay.
Rigby here, by the way, raising it up with pocket nines.
Yeah.
Donnie, pocket nines,
Hope no one makes them in there.
top of range for
That's my
Nicholas
main goal
Rigby.
for the day.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, when
I-
you're
I-
known to
I know.
blast it off
Well,
with the 3
okay.
deuce, you get a pocket pair. I mean, you're feeling great.
McDermott with
I
a
get told it
3-bet.
all the time. It's very offensive.
7-6
because
suited.
I
Donnie,
think I played pretty
the main
balanced,
event's
but-
it's going on right now. We've got Deep
No,
Stacks
I don't
battle.
think
We've got
it is.
Rigby in the mix. We've got Hellmuth at the table.
think-
We got a
I
new
don't
guy,
think it's very
Benjamin
nice.
Parent,
Hits
who's
me-
talking our
hits
ear
me
off.
deep in my soul. I think about it late
And
at night and cry.
we've got some big action potential here between
You have
Rigby
very
and
good
McDermott.
Have
McDermott
you lived in
person,
Latvia?
sorry,
Is
in
this
position.
part of it? Yeah, cool. Okay.
Queen, Jack,
Cool,
8 on the
cool.
flop, 2 diamonds.
Good to know. So Latvia's main sport would probably be hockey.
Ice hockey.
Ice hockey. Okay. I'm from Canada. I was a goalie in
Worth
hockey.
noting that
And you know,
the year that
what?
Zachary McDermott got 46, that's the
Yeah,
year
yeah.
Nicholas Rigby went deep. He got
played
52nd.
a
So
lot of hockey, and then once that kind of stopped,
I'm not sure, but it feels like a good chance that these two played with each other.
I always
Not that
see
they would
Latvia
necessarily
in, like,
need to play with each other
World
because
Junior
there was
Hockey.
so much made of
I mean,
Rigby's playing style
It's
that
impressive to make it
that
to the World Juniors,
McDermott
but they get
probably
slapped by
understands how
everybody, so
he plays. So, you know, you
not
can
that great.
3-bet him a little bit lighter, attack him
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
bit
yeah.
more, try and play in position against him, all that sort of
That guy has a lot
stuff.
of chips down there.
But we do see Rigby there take that one down.
Perfect, yeah.
I really can't hear
It's
it.
really
I was really
interesting
scared of being
when you
ignored.
think about a player like Rigby who made a deep run in the main event. In my memory, he made like the final 2 tables, right?
Yeah,
Like
deep
that's how much of a
stacks of
presence
tables.
he was in the main event because he was at the feature table for so long.
Well, last year was Aaron Zhang. Remember him?
Yep.
You think
the
he made the
deuce
final
three
3
guy,
tables, and Aaron Zhang got like, he was in the
Everyone that
hundreds.
I've ever played with
You know,
knows
but
that now.
This
I
thing
think
is
you,
so
like,
long, and
did
so
a
many
good job
characters
pointing that.
rise to the top that you just remember them, and they make such,
Dirty
you
diaper.
know, a
Yeah,
lasting
dirty diaper, yeah.
memory on everything you have going
Would you be
forward.
pretty happy if you busted me with the dirty diaper?
Probably.
I think a lot of people would be.
I would be part of that
That
lot of
wasn't the
people.
question. I know that.
Would I take personal enjoyment in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Not
it'd be
wrong with
awesome.
that.
Busting me is kind of cool anyway. but
Hell
You do
yeah.
it with the dirty diaper. It's pretty cool, right?
Race 18.
My only goal today, I don't care if I bust or if I get to 1 million.
Kid,
I
right
just
now
want
we're
to.
talking to dirty diaper guy.
I'm sorry. Can I
Yeah,
just
just
tell
give
him
us a
something?
minute.
Oh,
You want it? You need to interrupt? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I would like for this table to have a clip that Doug Polk makes a hand history on, and I'm in the shot somewhere. That's my only goal. Doesn't matter if I'm in the hand or if anybody else is in the hand. That's the only thing I want today.
Can we continue our conversation?
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, sorry. I just had to let my intrusive thought out. Sorry.
Heads up.
I'm sorry. That's way too
This is
funny.
going to be great.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll leave.
So you were saying.
Go ahead.
I
Go
was
ahead. Yeah,
trying
go
to say
ahead.
something. I don't know. Yeah, a lot of
The Hellmuth, for once, not the center of attention.
Go on a tirade against you, including you want me to go on a tirade against you.
I mean, that would mean I beat you in a large hand, right?
See,
My
like
mic-
99%
okay,
of the
it's
high
on.
limit players, when we play they want me to go on a tirade. They laugh.
You just bluffed on the last one, so right there I'd say maybe queens, jacks.
McDermott, they have 100% VPIP, but like, he's playing
Yes.
every hand.
I thought we were going to get to play each other last
Played the
year.
first
It didn't
hand against
happen.
Modens. He 3-bet Rigby. There he's involved again. You know.
Mr. Shaft
I just wanted to say
eliminated
that
me.
Hellmuth asked
Eliminated
Perrin
you,
to
but
shut up for a
flipped
second,
you off.
and then in his apology, Perrin just kept talking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'll be quiet. I'm sorry.
and left the table and still kept talking.
Well, I look forward to the battle. I mean, you got chip leader for a reason. How many stacks are over 300 at the end of the day? Day one.
Probably a dozen.
A dozen, and you were the only guy over 400.
Pump his
Gotta be
tires a
doing
little more.
something right.
Impressive, yeah. And last year you finished 52nd in the main event, right?
2 years ago.
2 years.
Wow.
Nicholas Rigby clearly has figured out how to approach the
You
main
had some pretty
event.
good finishes
I find
in the
it
main
so
event.
crazy,
A few?
even though we've been around the
end
industry
of
for
day
so
six.
long that
Yeah, for sure.
you come, you make
End of day
a
6.
splash in the WSB main event like
We're here 10 hours.
Nicholas Rigby did.
Yeah, I will
and
calm
You'll have
down.
more time to talk.
now
I
he's
will
a
calm
face.
down.
Now he's on the feature
I
table.
will
Now
try to
he's
calm
someone
down.
you want to
Oh, shit, yeah,
watch.
don't
He's
bet.
entertaining. You know, all that sort of
What
stuff.
are we betting?
It's like
What
he
are we
came
betting?
into the 2021
But,
WSB
like,
main
what's
event was
the
like,
currency like?
I'm playing the dirty diaper.
I mean,
I'm gonna
If I
make a
do
name
calm
for
down,
myself,
can I
and
have
he
a hug
did
at the
just
end of the
that.
day? Oh, it's not
And now here he is.
did my mics up?
Oh no, your mic's been off this whole time? That's devastating. I wanted to be like able to watch back when I met Phil Hellmuth over and over again.
The
The rest
mic
of my
is
life.
on, so-
It's on, yes.
Can we turn his off?
That's not nice.
I got
I
mine
didn't
out
say anything
before we
mean to anybody
started.
yet.
McDermott
I
once
didn't say
again
anything mean
involved
to
here.
you, dirty diaper.
He's up against Chen.
I know, but
In
I'm a
position
child
and
though. Like you
flopped
have
the
to
best
be
of it.
like
Chen
How
flopping
old are
the
you?
second
Yeah,
pair.
23.
It's a good number.
What?
Well, the one thing I like,
My
Yeah.
favorite roulette
It
number.
is. Yeah.
once I turn my headphone on, I have to talk for 2 hours. And I have plenty of talking.
I promise it. Okay, Phil. If you tell me to stop talking, I'll stop talking. If you tell me to leave and don't come back, I'll leave and
Check
not come back.
1500 and a
I will
call
tell
from
you
Chen.
either.
Queen
Okay.
on the turn.
Except maybe the fans want
3
that
queens
conversation
for
with he and I.
McDermott.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, okay.
what he did
Sorry,
is-
fans, my bad. Okay, go ahead.
It's like Mike
The headphones are on.
No, please don't compare me to him.
He's
That's
gonna
no.
order. I'm gonna start talking to you. He's gonna order something. Service.
Please don't compare me to him.
Instead, if you ask him to go away, he
Check
will.
from Chen.
We can let him blind
McDermott
off
comes
in 2
with
hours.
5,000. Players have already seen McDermott
possible,
bluff
yeah.
once with the 9 high, so
There's a guy yesterday who left
it's gonna
because
be
his wife
hard
was
to
in labor.
fold
Wait,
really anything of somewhat decent
And he only
value
lost
against
35
him.
grand.
I really tried to.
That river card might
To the fans out
ultimately
there, I
slow
tried.
Chen down,
Catching up?
but also possibly
What?
slow McDermott
You
down.
interrupted me the 9th time.
I didn't
had to
interrupt
give
you
up
there.
the- Oh, you didn't?
No,
Okay.
I
You
didn't
just
do that.
interrupted him while he was telling you that you interrupted him before.
I didn't try to. I'm sorry.
No, I think this is probably a super nice guy.
Yeah.
But
Good
I
intent.
don't- I think he was gonna.
He's starstruck.
What? What?
That's
9,000.
I'm sorry.
Donnie,
I didn't
let's go
mean to
home.
do anything.
You and I can go home. They've got it from here.
We got Ben
still
Tarrant
doing
out
that.
there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But no one else has interrupted us once.
Yeah.
9 times.
Yeah.
By the way, just so everyone
this is
knows,
just like probably
Helmut
the
turned
most
his own
exciting day
mic
of my whole
off.
life,
So when you're hearing Helmut
Yeah.
talk,
Can I
it's
say
through
that?
Parent's mic.
I feel like an asshole again.
Yeah.
No, sir, no,
See,
sir, because
I
I feel
don't
like
think
that's
you
why
are an
I'm being
asshole.
quiet.
So, I'm sorry I
say it-
swore. I
say it
didn't
out
even hear
loud.
me. My mom's watching. I think you're a good guy. Sorry I touched you if you don't like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, thanks.
Call.
McDermott gets the call here. Gonna win a nice pot.
I'm gonna try one more time. I think it's super impressive. You got the chip lead, and that takes a lot of skill. So
Like,
you got to be able to play fast. You got to be able to play slow to get that chip lead. So well done. We'll see if we battle today.
you got plenty of time to.
I'm gonna. How many times do you think you'll bluff me today?
9,
9
I'll say
times in
4.
10 hours? How many times will I bluff you?
0.
He went with the 9. Here's the other question: if you bluff me 9 times and I bluff you 0 times, is it possible I still end up with like $1 million by the end of the day? Because that's normal for me. Yes or no? Is it possible I still end up with $1 million?
Excuse me. Have a black iced coffee?
But I get bluffed more than anybody in poker, and I get the chip lead, and I always get chips anyway. 2,000?
You're manifesting very early in the day.
Can I say something?
He did order in the middle of our conversation.
No. I raised my hand this time. So,
Hello,
so
Mike.
Oh, hi.
Mike the Mouth.
See, I think you don't need to like.
Okay,
just
I'm gonna
it.
put my headphones on.
Oh,
just
sorry.
For a minute, but there's your drink.
My drink's kicking.
All right, we've reached Phil Hellmuth
Can I
headphone
have the
territory.
water, please?
That's when you know
My
it's
throat's
serious.
dry. Yeah.
That doesn't happen all
I don't
too
have any
often.
$1
That he's just
bills.
going to be like, all right,
Dude,
I
can you
got to
change
tune
that?
this out. I got to focus on my game.
Okay. You know what? Can I just get you 2 next time? I don't know where my wallet is. Wow. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Doesn't have his wallet?
Doesn't know where it is.
He's playing
not that he doesn't have it. He said, I don't know where my wallet is.
Did he eat it?
I don't know what you're saying.
Don't you have to have
Thank
your
you, though.
ID to
I
check
appreciate
in?
you wanting to talk to me. People here don't want to.
What is going on? By the way,
Okay.
if you're catching us on YouTube here on our free stream to start off our coverage of day 2, please smash that like button if you absolutely are dying laughing at Parent. And also, if you're annoyed at him, please also smash the like button. Let's get up to 2,000 likes real quick here. Also, it's going to be a special stream, Donnie.
Grace, 2,000.
Because we are only 500 YouTube subscribers away from hitting 450,000. Wow. 450,000. If you want to be part of our massive legion of poker fans, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got a lot of action tonight on PokerGO.com exclusively, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's going to go to roughly 1
Can you
a.m.
only talk heads up, or can you talk multi-way, or what's
How
the
about we
rule?
just
You
don't
can
talk at
talk,
all?
but don't talk about
I just
hand.
don't. Can I talk about his hand?
No.
No? Oh, that's boring. Okay, I checked that.
Check, check,
The dealer was like, I've had enough.
check.
The dealer just made a ruling. Like, I love it.
Dealer's over it.
Check,
I do have an ace. I should have made you show. Next time I'm not gonna. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop talking. Oh. Is it possible to like hire someone to like handle my chips for me because I'm shaking too much? Look at that. That's bad. That's not what you want.
Should get it checked out.
Huh? What did you? I didn't hear what you said.
You should get that checked out.
Oh, get it checked out. Yeah. I think I am very healthy, so
I think you're
it's
much
just
healthier
it's
than
just
me.
nerves. Yeah, it's just being nervous. Yeah.
Donnie, I feel bad for inviting Kane Callis to provide
What's
some
the
expert
camera
commentary
quality like
because
on the stream?
he might not get a
Are there
word
any
in.
stream people?
No shot.
Can they see that my skin is like glistening and smooth, or probably? That's good. I worked very hard on that. I was like up all night last night, like
18.
hoping that I was going to be stream table, and I did my skincare routine like probably 2 extra times to look extra shiny and good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let
I
us
don't
know
why
in
I
the
just
chat
got my
if you
chest on
got your
both sides.
skin
I never
routine
got my
dialed
card.
in.
Thank you.
Clearly,
Yes.
it's an
You gotta
important
take care of
factor.
your skin.
Donnie, are you a big face wash guy?
I'm a general skincare guy.
Skincare guy.
Big skincare guy.
Big sunscreen guy.
Not so much big sunscreen guy. More lately.
Are you a moisturizer?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Check.
Every day, twice a day.
Let us know in the chat if you moisturize. I feel like Parent has me like just all messed up. He's messing with my brain also.
Do you think he's okay? You think looks?
Baby, there's your boy up there on the wall.
Check.
On the wall.
Meanwhile, there's some poker being played. Oh, Phil Hellmuth, by the way, down for the count.
Check.
Was he really? Oh, you didn't know that? You didn't know they were before you brought that up?
Going at it here. Action
They're from the
on turn
same
with check,
place,
check.
yeah.
I see you smiling at me a lot, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Seem like a nice guy. I bet you would talk to me if you were at the table, right?
Bet.
A little bit. Thank you.
34.
Appreciate that. I feel like Phil is trying to like hide from me so he doesn't have to have a conversation with me right now. I have so many questions, and I hopefully have like 12, or I guess 10 hours because we break. And I'm going to try to ask all of them.
Blue's going to bet here, and Chen lets it go. Phil Hellmuth has just given up on
I did.
trying to engage with anyone here. For now. I've never seen Phil Hellmuth like this. We're literally 19 minutes into the stream, and Phil Hellmuth is pretending like he's on a different planet. I love it.
What's your name, waitress? I'm Benjamin. Nice to meet you. You seem like a very nice lady. Thank you. If I'm here at the end of the day, and I have over what I started the day with, I'm going to give you a good tip when you give me my last water, okay? Sound good? Okay.
Wow,
She agreed.
little tip under contingency, Donnie. What is that? Little qualifier there for the tip.
When's your shift over,
Got
though?
to tip the server.
You just got to
Oh,
tip.
shoot. Okay, when
All
it's
the
your
time.
last time
Period.
here,
You're in Vegas.
if I have more tips than I have at the start of the day, then I'll give you the good tip, okay? Appreciate it.
Dude, wow. Let's have a couple waters.
Could you imagine?
It's
You're
what,
running around
12?
this room.
I've been here for
carrying
30 minutes. It
dozens
feels
of
like
drinks.
I've been here for like 30
You got to deal with these players.
Oh.
And then you got some guy who's like, if you do this, I'll give you that. Just give me $1 or $2, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Or just give me 20 for the day. You know, there's like, get a little head start on it. Meanwhile, Chen raising it up with jacks. Rigby with the 3-bet to 6,000. Donnie, I feel like these players probably all are aware of who Nicholas Rigby is. It's going to get him paid off, but it's also going to get him looked up a lot.
For sure. But I think Rigby understands that. I mean, he
Anyone
was
have an extra shirt?
pretty
around?
confident in all the
I have
talk
no
that he
shirt,
just had
I'm really
earlier
sweaty.
with the Hellmuth, so I think Rigby's
Is someone able to find me a shirt? I got like hitters. $50? Do you think I'm made out of money? Do you think I have my whole buy-in here? I'm staked. I don't have my whole buy-in. I'm not rich. $50? I'm a very nice guy, and I think my karma should go around and earn me someone getting me a shirt,
Meanwhile,
please.
Rigby continue for 10K. Of course, overcard there, 2 Chen's jacks. Knowing
Okay.
the
So,
fact that Rigby is
part of the
aggressive,
WSOP
he might
business
have to
scheme
really
selling
reach
shirts, I
deep
guess,
here
so
to
that's
see
fair.
a showdown. As Rigby continues here for 16K on the turn. Donnie, it's almost a guarantee with this guy. I feel
During
like
my
he's
dinner
going to fire 3
break,
barrels.
if I'm like real extra sweaty, can probably call someone and bring me one, so it's fine. Okay. Thank you. You don't have a what? Yeah. You have one on, I could take that one. No? Oh, yeah, fair enough.
As expected, Chen made the call. River card. Now. Oh, Rigby gives up. Gets shown to jacks. Would not have been surprised to see him just blast there, but, you know, switching gears.
Yeah, but he's also got to, you know, if Rigby's been paying attention, Chen called down McDermott earlier, you know. McDermott
So,
did
you guys
a
like
little
know
bit of
people or
advertising, I guess,
watching
early
from
on
or-
when he bluffed with the 9 high.
For who? Are you his friend? Do you think he thinks I'm his friend yet?
Cold-blooded
Hopefully by the end
with
of
the
the day,
$2
hopefully
donation
that's like I'm his
saying
friend,
this
but
can't be for
I feel like I'm
real.
off to a bad start. I
Yeah,
might
this
have
is,
to slow
this
down.
is kind of like
It's like on a
the,
first date.
over
when
the
you
top
tell the girl that
positive
you love her at the end of
version
the
of
first date,
Wilkasoof.
it's like a bit of a like,
feels
whoa,
like.
let's slow down. So
Wilkasoof
I
never
think I
shut up
started too
either,
strong,
but he said the same thing over and
hopefully
over
Phil is,
again.
like, open
This
for
guy
letting
just
me, you
won't
know,
stop.
kinda, like,
Shout out to
prove
Jamal
I'm not
R.
crazy yet, right?
$10 donation. He
And then
says,
he'll be my
how much
friend.
to make him shut up?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have that
Benjamin.
kind of power.
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of power.
Ruben. Where are you from?
I'm from the Bay Area.
Are you famous and I don't know
I
it?
am not famous.
Okay, cool. Well,
You're more famous than
I wouldn't treat
My
anyone
friend
differently
Mike
if
Patrick
they're
just
famous
texted
or
me.
like
He says,
a
dude, I'm
well-known
watching the
person
main
who
event right
love
now.
everybody,
I hope
so
you guys are getting paid
thank you,
extra
sir.
for this one.
What are you guys' names?
No, we're getting paid less because you don't have to say anything.
I can't say that, but that's a cool name. But yeah.
Helmy raising
Gustav?
it up, base
Does
check
he
off.
speak English?
Chen makes the
Oh,
call.
where are you guys from? Where's that? French Highlands? I was in France once. I went to some places. I didn't go there. But
Actually folds around to
tu
the
parles
motives
français?
in
Oh,
the
je
big
parle
blind. He's going to
français.
probably come along here with Jack
Gustav.
9 of spades.
Tu es une jolie personne. That make any sense? Tu regardes très bon aujourd'hui.
Here comes the flop, 3-way action.
Merci. Merci. Oh, merci.
Queen 10-5. Modens
Is
with
my
the best of
accent
it
okay?
here. Well, let's see if
I
Helmy
did French
continues.
immersion from grade 1 to 12, but I'm 5 years out of high school, so it's a little rusty.
Helmy continues here for
probably.
5K.
But like still like good. So I have a girlfriend, and her like first language is French. So I like practice a little bit. So probably why my accent is still like pretty good. Is it like just a tier below someone who's a native speaker, or like a little
I
better?
can't seriously do commentary on this.
Higher?
I'm sorry, guys. I
Can I have a hug?
cannot do my job
Thanks,
right
thanks,
now.
man. And it's Guillaume. Guillaume. Can you spell that, please?
Chen, All right,
Okay,
focus.
so
Jen
that
made
was
the
like
call,
a
action and
spelling
motives.
bee
He actually
strategy where,
has
like,
a
you
real
hear
hand
the
here.
word and then you can't picture the like spelling. And you ask for it spell or no.
Comes to the check
Spelling
raise
bee's
on
not
it.
the
Kind
spell.
of like
Never
that.
mind. I'm stupid. I'm stupid.
Let's come with the check raise.
Can you use it in a sentence? Oh, sorry. That's a spelling bee question. There we go.
Getting
I was on the right
aggressive
track.
with this open
Yeah,
ender.
yeah. Okay.
We know, of course, a king would spell doom for him if these two other players come along, and that's what appears.
I should probably
on the
watch
Turner
hand
River.
today. Is it a good idea to watch? I don't know like any of these guys. I didn't look anyone up. I didn't do anything.
It's going to
I
be
just
hard
know
for
Phil thinks
Hellmuth
he's
to
Phil.
continue here.
But
see what he
I'm
wants
just
to do.
like, I'm just here to have fun.
He's going to give it
I
up.
don't really, you know, I don't care if I win. Well, I mean, obviously it'd be nice to win, but losing doesn't scare me. If I come first place, my life doesn't change because I'm in dental school and I want to be a dentist. So if I had $1 billion, I'd still be a dentist. And if I was broke, I would borrow money to
Donnie,
be a dentist.
imagine getting a root canal,
want
and then that guy is just
230.
talking
Well,
the whole
I already
time.
know that
You
one.
know the worst
I
thing
already
when you
know
go
it.
to the dentist is when the dentist is talking to you.
Yeah.
And
This
he's
is
got
good try,
things
though.
in your mouth. You're trying
What's
to
your
hold
name?
your mouth open, and then you
Jack
like try and answer, and they're like, hold
I hope
still.
I'm here
Keep
all
your
day
mouth
and you can
open.
come back and say
Imagine
hi to me
parent.
again. But you know,
Oh my
based on
God.
my play so far and like not really caring,
Cold-blooded with a $2
there's a chance I
donation.
might not be here
His
His
later.
girlfriend has to be deaf.
I would take advantage
That's
of
why
the
I
time
put him
Queen,
back
that
out.
you have while I'm
I don't even want to because I feel bad this kid's torturing his
What?
life.
Oh, thank
a
you.
little nudge.
All right, I gotta sit down.
You
So
know,
blind
see?
levels are 2 hours, so I'm assuming it's still 800. I don't play tournaments.
it's-
I only play cash.
Wow,
and
this is insane.
everyone's more talkative at cash games, so I'm sorry.
I mean, it's crazy how much he's been talking. He literally has not stopped talking. It's unbelievable.
Oh.
Oh, poker.
Poker is happening.
Poker's the game.
I feel like I'm on like a show today, not playing poker.
You actually are.
Yeah.
So you're
Okay,
actually
I
on
guess.
a
Yeah.
kind of a
Man,
show.
I had to take
Yeah,
my
I
headphones
know.
off to laugh really loud. I hope you guys.
How can you talk this much?
Hour and a
Like,
half?
how can this
I
happen?
hope they air
Wills
everything
with the
I'm
$5
saying.
donation
That'd be
says,
great.
someone go to the real and do us a favor. Someone has to.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat has to be at the WSOP just for the commentator's sake. I'm glad you guys are looking
If
out
I
for
could get
us.
an interview with Doug Polk, that would be
Ginger
like
Gamer
my
says, this
life
kid is a
goal,
prime
and I would
example
die
of what
happy,
happened
man.
when your
You really gotta
parents,
tell him that?
nice pun,
Yeah.
don't love you.
See, like Doug's the kind of guy who's a nice guy.
I mean,
He
guys,
would probably just
guys and girls who are
find that
watching right
funny
now,
and
you're
actually
part of a
he might
unique
give me-
experience right now
All right,
that'll
it's
be
2000?
talked about for years to come.
And it's my best
Whether
buddy
he
Phil
plays
who
a
made
massive
2000?
pot against Hellmuth, whether Hellmuth like rips his hat off or tosses his glasses out into the room, we all know, watching right now,
Hi.
that
I
something
have
crazy is going to happen. Like someone's going to lose their minds, call the floor over, or do something insane, and you're here for it now. Like you cannot leave. This is like a train wreck waiting to happen.
2000?
All right.
Here we have.
You were under the gun.
First parent.
I know that you sometimes limp fold tens. I saw that clip against Ivy. So I'm gonna let this one go.
Hellmuth, all business is pretending.
I played a pot
He
with
probably
Phil Hellmuth.
cranked the Toto
Yeah.
Africa up to 11.
I mean, you just have to. at this point.
Shout out to everyone in the chat. If you're on YouTube, all we ask of you is just to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If your ears are bleeding, smash that like button. Let's get us to 2,000 likes.
My chip stack's going down. Not good.
Just in case you think that production
goal is
or
a goal.
Donnie or myself or anyone has any influence on this guy's behavior, we don't. I'm getting tons of tweets.
Race. 24.
We're just here for the ride. Maybe Rigby or Hellmuth will snap at him.
This might be the day with the most chat engagement we've ever had.
Oh, yeah, by far.
And nothing like big has even happened at the table. Rigby, Remco.
Oh,
Here we go.
The dirty diaper. Let's go. Okay, we got some poker being played. The dirty diaper is in the mix. It is now officially time for Rigby to shine.
Fold. Good fold, Phil. Good fold.
Heads up.
Queen, queen, jack here on the flop. Can't imagine Rigby's going to slow down.
Absolutely not.
I can't imagine he's going to slow down, and I can't imagine he's not going to show his hand.
Show it.
Go on.
Has to.
Wow.
Oh, there's the first diaper shelling. Oh, there was a diaper shelling?
Oh my god. That's the diaper guy.
I think I have to make a new emoji of a diaper.
Yes, Donnie. You
Right?
have to. You have to. There's
look
no,
familiar
there's
too.
no other
Are you
options here.
famous? You're not? I bet you that you're famous to some people. So, everyone is.
Shout out to all our
Unless you
donations.
somehow don't know anybody.
People suggesting that this guy is on something. We'll never find out. No drug testing in poker. Matt Rain says, would rather Cabral and Kassouf be at the same table than this guy. Keep up the good work, though. Wall Street Viking says, if this guy wins the main event, I quit poker straight up. I mean, if he makes a really deep run, we're gonna have some highlights to show you guys. My God, I'm out of breath. We're half an hour in. Maybe he's settled in a little bit as Co raises it up to 2,000. Pete is saying, this dude is kicked out in level 2, yes or no? I mean,
Get kicked out for just
No.
talking. I mean, listen, he is talking a lot, is been apparent, but his talk has been innocent. He hasn't come at anyone. He hasn't. I mean, he swore like twice, I think, and then he immediately apologized for swearing. So yeah.
Race. 42.
Modens with Queen Jack off, 3-betting to 4,200. Action back on Co. Davis Modens from Latvia, 17K in total earnings.
Yeah, is it on? Is it working?
All coming at the World Series of Poker, so
Okay, sorry.
not
if I'm-
someone with a long resume in the game. Sungwon Ko. Donnie, even fewer, only 5,000 in total earnings. Also all at the World Series of Poker. So we have two rather inexperienced players here. Love to see that Modens is getting aggressive. Deuce 4-4 on the flop here after Co called the 3-bet.
Bet. 28.
Co only has 17K left behind. Tough spot for him. Co's going to let it go and now be down to 22 big blinds as Modens takes this one down.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Phil Hellmuth still resting his head here. There it is. Kane Callis in the mix. Let's welcome Kane in the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
In 2026.
Got a real
and I will
expert
be
with
a
us here
doctor
to
of dental
analyze
surgery.
the nonsense
And I will
table
fix
talk we've
any
been
of your
enduring
tooth
here for the
issues,
first
and I'll
30
do it
minutes.
for free.
Well, thanks, Remco.
What's your
Nice
name?
to be
What's your
here.
name?
I
Keegan.
see
Nice to meet
Phil
you.
burying his head
I like your hair,
in
by the
his
way.
arm
Do you have
already.
like a headband on?
Yeah, that's a sign, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. I just got a text from Maury Eskandani
So,
explaining
doctor of dental
Hellmuth's,
surgery is misleading.
I guess,
certain places call it
stands
different
at the
things,
table here, or his posture.
But I'm just going to
Hellmuth
be
has
a general
unlocked
dentist,
something new,
even
Donnie.
though it's a doctor
According
of
to
dental
Maury,
surgery. It's just a
Hellmuth
general
told
dentist.
him he now takes micro
So it's not
naps.
like it's not
So
like
he,
a surgeon.
he
but
sleeps at the table in between hands,
And
taking micro naps.
every dentist-
and he's
sorry.
claimed that if he knew about this in the 90s,
I
he
can
would have
take
won
it.
10
So
more
a
bracelets.
lot of the time you get oral surgeons to take out wisdom
So that's where
teeth.
we are right now.
I love
If it's
Phil.
a messy case, but
So
general
the
dentists
number
do
would
take
be
out wisdom teeth
27.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I had my
What's the
upper
difference
wisdom
between
teeth
a
taken out
micro
by
nap and a
general
cat nap?
dentist.
I
But
think
Question.
maybe for a micro nap,
Um,
you're seated still.
I forgot
mean,
what I'm talking about. What I was going to say.
I just assumed
Oh
he was
yeah,
frustrated
so
with the
I'm not going to be
gentleman
a surgeon. But
talking his ear off.
Every dentist kind of is a surgeon to some extent. Like you're a tooth surgeon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much the extent of being a surgeon. But yeah.
That's 22.
Yeah,
Bo raising off the short
I'm
stack
not
with his
opposed
queen
to it. I
offsuit.
think that's fun.
Who's in the booth?
We can't hear him over him, so.
Are you guys going to try to
For the
get me
viewers
kicked
at
off
home.
the feature table? I will stop talking.
I just want Phil to fund a bounty on you, but I don't know if you will.
Who's in the booth? Because I guarantee they hated that hole that just made the big blind.
Talk the cat into it? What does that mean?
Hold that hand. I gotta know who's in the booth. Is it Maria? I know Lon's in there.
Who's in the booth?
I know Lon's in the booth. But is it Maria Ho or who is it?
Phil's lucky you showed up like after
it
the
is
hand.
Maria
tap.
Ho,
I
I
don't
would
even,
say
Bonnie,
hi.
I don't even
You would
recall
know who.
what Phil folded in the big blind, but apparently it was
my first
something
time
bad.
here.
We were just too distracted by the table talk.
It's not your first time. You tweeted out we were going to be at the same table. Then they're like, oh, we're going to put Phil, and now it's going to be
He does his homework.
Yeah, I don't know. the
Nicholas
commentator.
Rigby, by the way, came back over
You're on the
400K
hand.
on day
Phil
one.
has makeshift earplugs
That doesn't even seem
now.
possible to me.
That's a big stat.
2,500.
You went to Bolden. You might have proved that.
2,500.
So here we have Chen defending the big blind, and the way that you play a gut shot on this board is going
Where's
to
the
tell you a
nearest
lot
washermat?
about
We
how
have to
your
pee a lot.
opponent's looking to play. Are you just going to check
Where's the
call?
nearest
Some
washermat?
players will check raise. Some players will even
Where's the
just
nearest
check fold
washermat?
if they're on the tighter side. So he does
Where's
take
the
the check
nearest
call
like
once
restroom?
and
You guys
under
call
the gun
restrooms here?
open. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that turn card for Chen. That's
how
the
you-
one you want to see.
That's how you play your gut shots. Got a feel for Ko
Thank
here.
you, sir.
13K left behind. Getting involved there with ace queen.
Oh, wow. He just goes all in. He overbets the pot, and he's going to get
Wow.
the terrible news.
What is going
Wow.
on?
Getting it in with 0% next to your name in the main
No,
event.
skill. all
Absolutely
skill.
brutal spot for
All
Ko.
skill. 0 luck.
I almost called pre with ace nine. Good thing I
River
didn't.
irrelevant here as we're going to lose a player from our feature table. Six
Have
of
a
hearts
good one.
completes the board.
I'm sorry.
Ko sent to the rails. Chen rakes this one in. Chen now up to 157,000 chips, just shy of 200 big blinds. Cruising along here in the main event.
So someone here plays in Macau, right? Is that what are the names?
Micro naps continue here for Phil Hellmuth.
Am I allowed to be on my phone? Okay.
Kane, give us a summary of your main event.
Well, my main event was pretty uneventful for a while, and then I had a live read that went wrong, and that was the end of it.
That's
That was the end of it. Ran jacks into queens. I actually thought that he was re-raise bluffing pre-flop, so we went with the pocket jacks, pretty deep, about 112 big blinds, and I guess my read was right in that he wasn't super comfortable with the queens. He wasn't happy to call it off, so he did not, in fact, have aces or kings, which is what I was worried about, but he did have the queen, so it's when you kind of have a live read on somebody that they're not super comfortable with the situation,
you clear
but
that
he's
half
just
off?
a pip above you.
Right.
You kind of make space. No. I'll leave my. Yeah, just get that shit out of there.
Well, someone else destroying their mic here.
Is this the first bluff? Only 8 more for you to go.
Of course,
I
shows the
think
deuce.
it wasn't Dirty Diaper.
You have to. Tips in the chat says, why are the commentators being so mean to the player? He's just excited, talking too much, and and has an unfortunately annoying voice. I've seen Hellmuth be 10,000 times more annoying. Of course, we're all just having some fun here. This is the main event. We're going to see characters left, right, and center, but I have to admit, I've never seen someone not take a breath for 30 minutes straight and just be talking the whole time. Hellmuth to go
You're a
into
very nice guy.
micro
I
nap
want your
mode,
lungs to
burying
be
his
healthy.
head. Nicholas Rigby telling him to, maybe
Stop.
not speak for a while.
Hashtag-
It's definitely not a common sight.
Hashtag stop vape.
Okay.
It's getting our children.
I follow.
They have like candy flavors and stuff. It's terrible. It's getting the kids. That's where the line needs to be drawn.
Raise.
Raise. 2,000.
Ace queen suited here for Angel, coming in for the raise, making it 2K. By the way, we're playing 400, 800 with 800 big blind ante, 2-hour levels.
We raise.
So far, Kane, Rigby has 3-bet 4 times already from every possible position. So
This is number 5.
this is number 4. Sorry, yeah,
Number 4.
the 4th one. clearly you don't get to sit on a 400K stack by waiting for aces. Ace 9-8 on the flop here. Nice flop for Angel.
Bet only 200.
Feels as though with Rigby's reputation, a lot of players are just going to go in call down mode, hoping he's going to blast off some chips to them.
Sure. Well, Rigby here with a hand that he could either flat or 3-bet out of the small blind, depending on the read he has on his opponent and his opponent's cutoff opening range. The 3-bet, I certainly don't mind. And when you do 3-bet and you get this type of board, I would definitely imagine I'd see a continuation bet. He made it really small here. He made it 2,200 into 14-4. And then we have a super duper small raise.
I mean, that's got to look extremely strong to Rigby, but at this point, you might as well see the turn.
Relay 11-1.
Oh, wow.
We got fireworks, Remco.
Right away here, 11-1 announced. Rigby putting in the 3-bet.
Can it not see me when I'm standing?
We're all sort of waiting for this kind of style and for Rigby to just show up and do it. I just got to give him a lot of respect. His timing is going to be off in spots,
yeah,
but we know for a fact he's going to put a ton of players in a ton of terrible situations.
Yeah, part of what Rigby's thinking here is, first of all, is the small size for my opponent weak? Is he just raising to see where he's at with like maybe a pair of 9s, maybe a weak ace? Also, maybe he'd expect his opponent to come back over the top pre-flop with ace-king. And he, of course, has an ace and a king and a queen in his hand, which makes combinatorically his opponent's ability to have ace-king and ace-queen less probable. That's probably why we saw the bet and then re-raise on the flop. And here he goes, continuing to fire out on the turn, but again, for a very small size.
Rigby playing perhaps some mind games with his opponents. If you have a much smaller ace that's not 2-pair, are you actually getting uncomfortable, or given Rigby's reputation in Angel situation, just always going to be happy to call down?
Just with the price you're getting here, I'm pretty happy to continue, and I don't have too much compunction about that. If Rigby had made it a larger size, of course, now you start to get a little bit concerned that maybe you're facing 2-pair, maybe you're facing a flop set that he chose to 3-bet out of the small blind with pocket 9s or pocket 8s, maybe even a hand like 7-10 suited that just got there on the turn. But facing the small size, I think this ace-queen is just very, very happy to continue.
Raise.
Wow, comes out with a raise. So that should answer your question if he's happy to continue here. Again, a min raise, basically.
Wow.
Hello.
I mean, is Rigby leveling himself into doing something really bad?
I'll tell you what, Remco, you wouldn't see a solver play the hand this way by either players, but we do get a fold from Rigby, a nice little pot for Angel. So the question for Rigby there is, after he goes for the re-raise on the flop and his opponent calls, it seems like a very aggressive bluff on the turn with the 6 of clubs. It basically has no interaction with your hand at that point. You know, he really needs to ask himself, is his opponent really going to put in a raise on the flop and then call a re-raise, as small as the bets were, with a hand that's going to fold on the turn, especially for such a small size?
Well, that worked out really well for Angel there, up to almost 100K. Rigby in the early goings, down only 30K in the starting
When did you
stack.
get here?
I can only imagine his stack is going to keep swinging, Donnie. We saw him do it in 2021. He had massive ups and downs before ultimately busting just before the top 50.
I mean, that's the Rigby experience that you're going to get. We've already seen the dirty diaper once. I expect we're going to see it much more. I believe him when he said earlier that he was going to try and bluff Hellmuth 9 times.
Jones, new player at the table with ace-queen suited, raising it up. Rigby calling, of course, with the ace-4 of spades.
8-4 of
Oh,
spades.
sorry, 8-4 of spades.
Yeah.
Come on, don't give him that good of a hand.
In his mind,
I
it's
could give
ace-4
a
of spades.
motherfucker if I lost right now. I said by now. First of all, I just played that sick hand against the chip leader of the whole tournament. I literally, this is a fuck. I'm crying under my glasses. Do me a favor, do a video for me.
I already did.
Take a million pictures, but do a video for me right now. I want to say something to the world.
What's going on here?
Do it right here.
What happened to
You can do it.
Gustav and Jum? Where did these two guys go that were here?
Go up.
This event's unlike anything.
Listen, I know
I've ever
everybody
seen.
at home is rooting for me. I appreciate everybody. I love everybody because everyone knows I'm the farthest thing from a hater. Okay, to the haters, I could lose right now and die a happy man. I'm mic'd up next to my favorite player in the whole world at the one table in this whole place that's on television. If that's not blessed and luck and good karma, I don't know what is. I hope I get lucky. I hope my good hands hold up. I love everybody that's rooting for me at home. Thank you so much. To the haters, good luck.
To the haters.
Donnie, where are the haters at?
I mean,
John Angel.
Donnie, you a hater?
I'm not hating.
No, I think so
I
far.
mean, I wasn't
going
a
to
fan of
LA
how he
in,
played his
like-
ace queen, but
Like next week.
I'm not going to hate because he won
So
the pot.
where's the Bay Area in relation to LA?
John Angel has 9 tournament cashes, 13K total, 4,000 at the World
So I
Series
won't be
Poker.
going there.
So this
I'm going to
really
Disneyland.
the biggest
It's gonna be
moment
fun.
of
Yeah.
his
Gonna
life
see
at the
Mickey and the
poker table,
boys.
and you gotta love the fact that this man gets to experience his poker dream, sitting next to Hellmuth, playing in the main event on day 2, getting sort of the first bit of adrenaline out by winning a
What's the
hand.
deal with people in Pittsburgh saying yins?
Bunch of Yinzers. Yinzers and Jagoff.
Yinzers.
I say.
You ever been to Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I won the Pittsburgh Open last time I was there.
Oh, really?
What's
How
the
could you
Pittsburgh
forget,
Open?
Rigby? I won the Pittsburgh Open.
So,
Come on.
Obviously. Come on.
I don't know where it originated from, but
it's the only region where you hear people say yins. So I can use it like how
say it again?
yins doing, or
what?
Go see you again?
Oh, I wish.
Okay.
What does yin
is
mean?
it like yin? How yins doing? You say
Don't
yins
post
means
that.
Some people do. I think it's kind of phased out, but like in the 90s, a lot of people talk like that. There's Pittsburghese.
What does yins mean?
And
What does yins mean?
I can't fucking believe it.
Oh,
I
I thought
can't
you
fucking
knew.
believe it.
What does yins mean? Does anyone want to tell me?
No one wants to respond to parent. Angel is
Understand
like,
the silence?
tears are
No,
coming
that's
out of his
not
eyes
right.
because he's playing next to his favorite player
That's
in the
a fair
world.
question. What does yins
Hellmuth
mean?
can't believe that a region
What does-
calls its people
What does
Yinzers.
yins mean?
Has no idea, like that's never happened before. I mean, the whole dynamic of the situation is just incredible. That's why the main event is like unlike anything else.
Raise
in the
3,000.
3,000?
Yeah.
3,000. Go.
So Rigby here comes in with the raise with the 10 deuce off, aka the Doyle Brunson. I'm kind of unsure if Rigby, looks at his cards. If he just goes with it. He's got such a big chip lead, he can kind of do whatever he wants.
Yeah, we have Parent in the big blind now with a hand that some players might just defend, but definitely with Rigby and his image and what he's doing pre-flop, right? You gotta love the 3-bet here out of Parent, taking the ace-queen, just re-raising it for its raw value,
Good
and
fold.
getting the fold, picking up the pot
Very
right
good
then and
hand.
there.
I didn't want to get 4-bet, but... Hello, how
Rigby
you
came
doing?
into the day with more than
I think I'm
400,000,
good
a
for
little
now.
bit
Thank
below
you.
now, 382,000, but still extremely healthy.
Spoken already over here. Anything?
Angel here has the king jack off. He's under the gun.
Bryce.
Raise 2,000.
2,000 to go. We are playing 400, 800 with an 800 big blind ante here.
Be interesting to see what Jones decides to do here with the Broadway suited, the Queen Jack of Spades. Maybe picked up on the fact that Angel took a little time to raise their pre-flop. Maybe that means he's a little bit weaker. Some people will do that with their strong hands to feign weakness. In this case, Angel had a legitimate decision of whether or not he wanted to open up the King Jack offsuit, which should be about at the bottom of your under the gun opening range.
Yeah, this is exactly the situation you don't want to see when you open the King Jack off from under the gun, getting 3-bet.
What's your best advice for a 23-year-old? No?
Jones here is new to this table.
Okay.
He's only been here for 2 or 3 hands, so
The question still stands.
Angel really doesn't have any sort of reads against him. He gives it up.
Yeah, Angel does let it go. Jones takes it down, and that's one of the benefits of taking a hand like Queen Jack suited and 3-betting. You can get better hands to fold pre-flop.
You can ask the first one in 30 minutes.
30 minutes? What time is it?
I'm not here for
It won't flop too bad either, generally.
Oh, sorry.
You can
Okay,
play in
yeah.
position.
I just like poker to be
All
fun.
that sort of
but-
stuff.
No, you've been talking nonstop.
I know.
okay, but
That's fun though. So at 1:30.
Personally, I think Phil's a little jealous that he's not the center of attention.
Okay.
Because normally he is.
All right.
The stream says you interrupted a bunch of conversations.
Yeah. Are they gonna move me? if I'm not fun.
No.
No?
No, they can't do that.
Okay. So at 1:31, I get my first question, right? It's 101.
Phil is now
Okay.
going into dad mode, telling
Raise
him that
2,000.
he can't talk for a certain amount of time.
But Dad not yet ready to dole out some life advice. His
Yeah.
parents' question was, what should a 25-year-old do? Phil said, ask me in 30 minutes.
Rigby here with the ace-6 of hearts, and Modens has a very premium hand, 2 queens.
Yeah, for Rigby, this ace-6 of hearts has to look like pocket aces with the way he plays.
Of course.
We raise.
I know you're a nice
2,500.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I've gotten a lot of fist bumps. I'm liking it. I'm a very nice boy. I try to be. Everyone who knows me thinks I'm nice. I'm sorry if I'm annoying. I'll stop.
Will you though? Are you gonna stop? Wow. Reminds me, Jeff Losandro. Are you gonna stop? Are you gonna stop?
I put the line at minus 4,200 on him stopping.
For sure he's not gonna stop. It's just the way he is.
Yeah, so like I was saying, Rigby, with all the hands that he opens, this is a really tough situation for him because he's been opening the 10-deuce offsuit, he's been opening everything, so when you have a hand as strong as ace-6 suited, and you get 3-bet even from a player who's been playing on the tighter side, you feel like you got to continue, and he does make the call. Oh, and look at that flop. Wow. Oh my goodness, and Rigby is reaching. So he calls the 3-bet, and now he leads out for about 40% pot. And that's the face of a man who just flopped top set in the main event and got let into.
So if you're Modens here, are we just going to call down and let Rigby sort of hang himself? But we also saw him take the line where he just 3-bets over the top of a small raise.
That's a great point, and he does come in for the small raise.
I mean, there are some draws here. You know, you can have some combos of some straight cards. You can obviously have clubs.
Oh, look at that. Rigby with a little bit of discipline there. If there had been one heart out there, he would have for sure come along for the turn. The crazy part about Rigby playing this style is the fact that he's down 40K on the day. He has 462 big blinds in front of him. Like, you can almost do no wrong and splash around once you have a stack like this.
What did he come into the day with?
Just over 400. So like
Okay.
406, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun to watch, I'll say that.
I really think we picked a home run table. We've had some crazy table talk. We have Hellmuth losing his mind. We have Rigby playing every hand. It's the main event.
I mean, that's Rigby has the type of playing style that allows you to become the day one chip leader on the WSB main event because you're playing a lot of hands. You're extremely active. Like, you can't just sit around and wait for aces all day.
Rigby's VPIP still probably hovering around 100.
All call. 3 players.
Hellmuth's in a tight fold there on the button, especially versus Rigby. 10-6-5, top pair for Angel. Chen with
very interesting flop.
Yeah, beautiful 2 overs flush draw.
Angel gonna lead out here after defending the small blind. Pretty healthy size, and
What do you do for them?
Chen now is going to think, do I want to call or raise? With the king high flush draw, he does just make the call.
Heads up.
There it is, ace of clubs on the turn. Chen makes the nut flush. Haven't seen the royal flush in the main event for a while.
And look at Chen. I mean, he seems to be blinking a little bit more than normal. Sometimes when a player hits the card that they want, you'll see when their pulse goes up that they blink a little bit more. Wonder if Angel can piece this together here. He is reaching for chips, unfortunately for him.
If you're Chen here, your hand is incredibly strong. Obviously, he has the nuts. How do you get the most out of this one?
I mean, it really depends on how your opponent Angel plays. If you think he's capable of bluffing the turn and the river, then you just call, set the trap. If you think he's the type of player who's only going to be betting this way for value, or most of the time is going to be betting this way for value with a hand like 2-pair or maybe a lower flush, yeah, then you raise.
Yes, sir.
Good discipline there by Angel. No reason to get out of line.
Were there any like massive coolers yesterday where you got your big stack, or like lots of small ones? No?
Yeah, there was. They gave Rigby 3 deuce, and they gave another guy aces probably, and that was the end of that.
What I love right now is that everybody has a read on parents. They don't want to engage with him because that's going to just restart the waterfall of words that is seemingly unstoppable. Hellmuth smartly keeping the headphones on. I don't even know if he has them on. He's just pretending like, okay, I'm not here, I'm in my own zone. I mean, you have to. The days are so long. It's such a long grind.
2,000 raise. Exposed 7 hearts.
$97-ish? I haven't seen you play a hand yet today.
Call. 2 players.
Jones coming along here from the big blind with the ace deuce of spades. Ace high flop 2 diamonds, so Jones takes the lead. Blue is going to continue here, try and represent this texture.
What is it? What? Did I hear that? Okay, that's a cool name. I'm Ben.
Jones makes the
you
call.
seem like a nice guy. Oh, nice, yeah. Yeah, you seem like a good guy. Right hand. So, did I hear that correctly? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, I'm on my little baby chest.
Now the question is, with the
boys,
underpair to the
boys.
board, will Lou use his tighter image
Where are you from?
to his favor. We heard parents
I'm
say
not
this
gonna
was
say
the
that out
first
loud
hand he
'cause my
saw
mom's
Lou
probably
play.
watching, and
At this point in the
she doesn't wanna
hand,
hear me say
Lou
that.
is only beating diamonds.
Oh,
Probably any pair
I mean,
he loses
not
to,
with,
but he
like,
does
I mean,
choose
probably
to
at
just
some
check the
point. I don't
turn.
remember though. Yeah, probably.
You're from Canada?
I am from Canada.
You watch Trailer Park Boys?
I never watched it.
Oh.
One-
I'm not
so-
even a big, like, TV show, like,
Yeah.
movie guy or anything,
Yeah.
but Trailer Park Boys.
I'm from Prince Edward Island. You know where that is? One of the Trailer Park guys, like one of the main characters, I don't know which one because I don't watch it. One of them's from PEI, and our population's like 140,000.
Jones going with that blocker
I should
size
watch it.
bet here on the
It's-
river.
So, I'm not.
Just about
I'm
a
like
quarter
very
pot.
like I'm like a wholesome, like not like I'm like a Disney Channel person. You know what I mean? I don't like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say
The only thing Lou beats here are missed
Yeah.
diamonds, some sort of
Yeah.
Instead of watching,
missed flush draw combo.
Brink and all that stuff, you watch Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah. You know, I just like to keep it PG. I'm not really much of
Does
a.
give it up.
You know what they say, end of the day,
Jones
art
takes
wants
it
to
down.
watch Boston.
Yo, I'm not.
If you're joining us on YouTube, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
Big round of applause for everyone. We just hit 450,000 YouTube subscribers on the channel. It's amazing to see how far we've come. I think we only had 50,000 back in 2020, so it's amazing to see how many people have joined us since then.
I'm always like sick of doing crazy.
I think we might be on track to break our record for most likes on a main event stream. The line is 6,000. We're at 2,200. We're only an hour in, so let's go, people. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel.
I'll show you a couple. I texted one of your guys. I didn't text him after he won MVP of the All-Star game. I didn't text him, but after you guys were down, what were you down?
Oh, 3.
3-0, I texted him. I texted Tatum and I'm like, hey, you guys might come back and win this. It's like being a short stack in a poker tournament.
Yeah. I've never.
You almost got there.
I had a
You
gut
think
feeling
Hellmuth
we
got
were
a
gonna.
reply
Well,
text?
Game
No.
7. I knew we were.
Maybe he got the little who dis? He got the little thumbs up, maybe. On
Well,
that.
what I
I've
did is I
never- it was
texted
like
Obama
probably the worst
first, and I
game
let
I've
him
ever
know
played
that I thought the
in Game
Celtics were
7.
going to win. Then I hit up my friend Elon,
Yeah,
asking
before
what he
Game 7,
thought.
I'm like,
It
Finally,
was
I
on, yeah.
texted Tatum
We had the
and
tip
told him,
in. We had all the
"Let's go
momentum in the world going into that.
Gotta love Phil.
I was with my cousin. We were out there.
my favorite.
It was the most
Praise
epic
to that
feeling in the air. You know, and in that game, it just took the life out of us. It was we couldn't hit a shot the whole game. It was crazy.
you're the only guy in the Celtics I know is Tatum.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a beast.
He is, man.
He's the real deal. I hope that trade, getting rid of Marcus Smart, oof, that's a tough.
Well, I tell you what, I don't like that trade.
Yeah, no, I
You
know.
guys have a championship team.
I know. They're probably
Smart
the
is
deepest
amazing.
team. Yeah. Besides Denver, I'd say we're the deepest team.
Yeah.
You know.
35.
Smart's like the heart and soul, the hustle guy. You know, make the big play, all that. So.
I did not like you guys.
Me neither. Me neither. You know.
Marcus Smart's a Brainfield guy. Like
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree.
This guy Raiden.
I agree.
9,000.
I'm the same type of person. That's why I'm not
Love
just
this play
bullshitting
here
you.
from
Like,
Jones after betting the
I
small blind. He's
represent
got
you
a
like I
hand with some
represent
really
people I have
interesting back
passion for.
doors. He can represent a
And
hand like
I laughed
set
when
of
everybody
deuces,
did. I was
set
in
of
the room when
fours,
you came
maybe
in,
even a hand
and I
like
hear
king
the people
queen that
heckling.
just
Even like
chose
the guy
too
behind us
flat
waiting
out
for
of the
you to
small
take a
blind
bad
versus the
beat
button
or-
open.
See, it's like, dude, are you really that much of a hater? Like, the
Chin
guy
with
built a brand for
top
himself
pair,
like nobody
grabbing
else
chips,
did.
looking to
That's what I
potentially
tell people. I'm
make the
like,
call and
you see all
see
these
the
other
turn
poker
card.
players,
If
yeah,
you're
they're winning
Jones,
millions of dollars. They're
you're
also
probably
losing
expecting him
millions of
to do
dollars.
that
He's way
quite
past the poker,
a bit at a
still
time.
winning
Are you
championships.
setting up yourself
You know what I mean? So,
with certain
I
turn
mean,
cards in mind?
old
to blast
school
certain
and new
sizes?
school. A lot
Yeah,
of
I mean,
new
certainly
school,
turn cards that would
when I
have
tell
given
people,
Jones
you know,
either
the
a straight draw or a
commentary,
flush
usually
draw. I
when you're on
imagine
a
he's
tournament,
more
I'm
likely to
watching it.
continue on
They're,
those.
you know, they're sticking up. When you take a bad beat, it's funny. But when you got forbid you win a hand,
At this
it's like you
point, the
got lucky,
three
and I'm
the
listening,
three
like,
is
are these people
interesting
crazy?
because, you know,
Like nobody plays
the
perfect.
nutted type
but
of
at the
hands are
same
all in
time,
Chen's
it's like,
range, right? Ace
of
5,
course.
maybe
Kidding me?
5,
Build a brand
6.
like nobody else could ever
Right,
say that.
since it's his button, whereas Jones would probably fold most combos of
I
the 5,
totally
6
get
in the
it. I
small
totally
blind.
get it.
Chen might open all the offsuit combos of 5, 6. So I do like the fact that
Absolutely
Jones
agree.
decided to just kind of check, give up on the turn.
No.
Now when the hearts run out, Jones doesn't have any connectability there. He doesn't have any hearts in his hand, so he does just check and give up.
Absolutely.
Which
I
makes
agree.
sense. Chen hitting 2 pair, value
I don't
betting
play my
super
cards,
tiny.
I play their cards.
So seeing a hand like this play
Well,
out,
that's the thing, they
does
want
that
you to play the way
immediately
the world's
sort of
playing right now,
have
know?
you make a mental
And
note that,
that's
oh,
just
Jones is a
not
capable
the case.
player?
You adjust You
Absolutely.
adjust
I mean,
who you're
and
playing
those are the
against.
kind of things you want to pay attention to at the table too. Look at the speed with which he folded the river. It wasn't a hand where he had any decision, right? So clearly he was on some sort of error on the flop. I would have expected him
Well,
to
a lot of the
have
new worlds with
something
that.
like the hand he
Yeah,
had, or maybe
me
just a
too.
hand that had backdoor straight draws.
Me too.
Like
100%.
Jack 10 offsuit even could have played a hand that way. And so you make that mental note
1000%.
at the poker table as you're playing, especially in an event like this where every pot matters, where you're paying as much attention as you possibly can and picking up on what your opponents are doing.
How anybody?
People in
How?
the boost, they don't understand.
And at this feature
right.
table here, you need to be asking, you know, are these players on break, talking to their friend, getting the hands and figuring out exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
They'll just move down the river.
18?
Bad play.
But I justify it like this. You won in the old school and the new school, so
Raise 6,000.
and that's it. You know. To win back in the day, to me, yeah, there was less people, but I think it was a lot harder. You know,
Interesting
those guys
one
were
brewing
really
here.
like-
Mogen's opened up pocket threes. Parent 3-bet 2-10s. And Chen now in the cutoff with ace queen off.
170. 170.
Nobody's from Cali.
Or
Yeah, ace
165.
queen facing this action would essentially be a bluff if Chen decided to come back over the top here.
Nice.
I live up there.
15,000.
Well,
Look at
now
that, he
still
does.
Rhode Island, but you know what?
Wow, love to see
Rhode Island
this.
got the final, the featured table.
Fireworks
was
at this
#1
featured
player in the
table.
world. That's not insane.
I have seen. What's the? I've stayed in Rhode Island. What's the
Action folds back to
Hey,
Parent. He quickly gives up the
I've
10s.
stayed in Providence.
Have you?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Well done there by Chen.
2 hours away. How
Charlie
far is
Kipp
that
with a
from
$10 donation saying,
45
question for
minutes.
Kane,
I live in
headed to
Foxborough.
Philly
I'm
for the
literally
first
at
time ever
Foxborough.
next
I would
weekend.
say- I would
Love
say
greasy
Providence.
food, sports, and U.S.
And I would
history.
go in-
Any recommendations? Philly for 2 days and then heading
Oh,
to the
yeah,
Borgata
Providence
Poker Room
is
for
great.
some action.
Well, Philly
like
is
the
the
fact
place
that
to
it's
be
small.
for
Everybody
greasy
knows
food,
I mean,
sports, and U.S. history. You definitely want to make sure you get yourself a Philly
Yeah,
Philly
that's all right.
cheesesteak, obviously.
To me, that's
Jim's
hibernation
is
time.
very, very
Ah,
good.
did you? Nice.
Between Pat's and Gino's, if you want to do those, go try them both. I prefer Pat's. D'Alessandro's and Manioc is very good.
You're next. Where you from?
I am from Stratford, PEI, Prince Edward Island, Canada.
If you want to go
Have you heard of
somewhere
it?
nice, the
Edward
Del
Island.
Frisco's
Yes.
in Philly, it used to be a bank,
hired me
and
to
it's
do an event there
beautiful.
like 2 years
I mean, the ambiance in
Oh,
there is just
where
gorgeous.
at?
They also have these amazing
never
Philly
had
cheesesteak spring rolls. Huh,
I charge a lot.
to
Love
die
it.
for.
This is exactly the type of conversation I enjoy here on the broadcast.
Oh my goodness.
Talk
I
about
wish I
food,
had that power.
travel.
So, when
Philadelphia, one of the few large cities in the U.S. I've never been
It's
to.
beautiful.
It's kind of interesting.
Well, you need to go.
Was it like the government or like
Catch a
who-
Phillies
like
game when
the
you're
casino, or-
on the mound.
Raise
I don't know about being on the mound, but when I sing the anthem beforehand, maybe.
They don't let you stand on the mound.
So it's just like
Oh,
a
no,
private
I actually
event,
do it in
someone's
the
gonna pay
outfield.
you-
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
I feel as though you should stand on the
If I
mound.
were you,
That'd be
I would
even
just
more impressive.
Well, my
like
father
every
has a
day,
statue
50 grand a day.
in the outfield, and so I do it standing right next to
Right.
my dad's statue.
I guess,
so,
yeah.
Used to be on the
That's a
field.
good point.
You build your
It
brand,
is
that's
awesome
it.
to see you
What
out
other
there.
poker players are doing that?
So
I believe
PEI,
usually for
going
opening
to
day, they
summertime,
bring you out.
July or
Absolutely.
August.
And then when they make the World
if you
Series
go in the
last
winter,
year, I
there's
had
nothing
the
to do.
honor and the privilege of singing
I
at the World Series. So
It's beautiful.
that was amazing.
Yeah, like PEI.
I can only imagine it's still surreal to be in that spot.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
absolutely.
No, PEI is the best.
Now you get to
place
comment
in
on
the
Phil
world to be in
Hellmuth.
summer.
You're balancing your
There's
ranges
no
pretty
one
well
else
here.
Better to be. We have the best beaches. We have lots of good restaurants. Lots of
you're
golf.
Canadian.
Do you like
Bill actually
well,
texted
yeah.
Bryce Harper during the World Series and asked him
you like golf?
whether or not the Phillies are going to win, what's going on. That's where he got his intel.
Crowbush Cove, like always top 25 in
And he
Canada
probably
usually.
texted you with some
Thunder
advice
Ray.
on
Those are
how
my
to
two
sing and
favorites.
perform.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Taiwan.
All right,
Taiwan.
conversation.
My man.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
My man.
How about
Listen
you?
to me.
The most awkward handshake I've ever seen.
Where are you from?
No. Jeff
another
Platt.
Californian.
Jeff Platt's handshake last night on the broadcast was even worse.
San Diego.
I will show it to you. You are going to die.
Where you
You're
from?
literally going to die.
Shanghai. I've been there.
Yeah, you played again there.
Well, depending on whether poker's legal in China or not, I may have played poker in Shanghai. I may not have.
Yep.
Oh,
But if I did,
I just showed Kane the Jeff Platt handshake,
Raise
which
2,000.
took about 9 seconds before they got it figured out.
Hellmuth getting involved here with the ace-jack. Chen picks up 2 kings. Chen's been fairly active.
Yeah, at this point, Hellmuth has to be questioning whether or not Chen is really getting out of line. He really hasn't been. He's been having real hands. 3 bets Phil.
You can already see the conversations coming.
You
Yep.
won't let me win a single pot. I won one hand today, huh?
What does small stakes mean for you? Like, is that like 25, 50?
So yeah, King
Much
Thousand
smaller.
when you forfeit.
That's a question. That's one of the questions.
Yeah.
That's one of your questions. Much smaller.
Oh, no. I
Oh,
have
that
to.
counts.
No.
I don't know if
That
you missed it,
counts.
Remco.
Can like
I'm
someone
a
draft the
bodyguard,
legal
tell 'em.
document
Parent
for us
on-
where I
They don't
write
know how I
down
met
like
you.
Question
all the
limit
stipulations
and a
for
time
my
limit.
So
questions?
you want
Love
you
it.
want
Very
me
much
to
like
three
his
questions for you
parents.
all day
Five.
long?
Five. You said 5, and I'm gonna tell you when it's one of the 5.
So that's important that I answer all these questions for you?
Yes.
What's in it for me?
I'm just a nice person, and you should want to do nice
You're a
things
nice
for
person,
me.
so
Yeah.
if there's 8 million nice people,
You just
I
want me
should
to use my
answer
small
8
chat?
million nice questions?
Good answer.
Well,
2,100.
I paid to be
Let
here,
me
and
play
I'm
this
sitting
hand.
next to you. Okay.
Okay, you paid to be here, so you have the right to ask me
No.
questions all day.
That's just what
I'm just
differentiates me
asking
from
you.
the other 8 million.
It's crazy.
Oh,
And they are at least
I got
calling, if
super
not
lucky.
re-raising.
I like won the lottery in my mind to sit next to you. So
wants to play with
I just want a few questions. It's not much to ask.
Let's talk after the hand.
Hellmuth here opened 8s under the gun, 2,100. Chen flatted ace-jack of diamonds. Rigby, who hasn't been involved in some recent hands, decided, you know what, I gotta stay active here, so I'm gonna call 10-7 off.
3 players.
3 ways to the flop.
Three, four, five, 3 hearts out there right now.
3,000.
No hearts for either player.
Yeah, that flop has nobody's name on it. Phil coming out firing on this board.
Will this be one of the 9 bluffs?
Look at this. Rigby with the float with just a gut shot. No hearts in his hands.
Check.
I mean, this is the
15,000.
perfect time to take control.
Is this one of the bluffs? I'm folding 8s to you, so that's 1?
2.
Yep.
Bro, he's coming. He is coming.
Oh, man.
Shows in the 10 high, no hearts.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I once played with a guy all day long. He bluffed me. I'm not exaggerating. It's a true story. He bluffed me 18 times. And when I hit $1 million in chips and he was out, he couldn't understand it. I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. Freddie D bluffed me. I'm not saying that.
I'm only trying to get half that number, yeah.
Freddie D bluffed me 18 times. One day. And I think that's the under. And he was laughing and laughing and laughing. And I went to $1 million and he went out. And I think I won that tournament.
When he was at 9 bluffs, how did his stack look? Because that's all I'm trying to do, not 18.
Oh, he had the chip lead all
2,500.
day.
Raised
He was laughing, he
2,500.
was having fun. And then all of a sudden he ran into and I went like this because I make my living from people trying to bluff me. It won't be long, I don't think. I think you're gonna give me. I think you're.
7,000.
See, the nice thing, he bluffed me and bluffed me 18 times, but he bluffed me average
Bullying?
100,000.
Bullying me, bro?
See my show.
Yeah, 100,000.
You didn't see my cards? You checking my cards out? Jesus, every time I come in the hand.
Raise, re-raise again.
Yeah, tough spot there for McDryman. I don't fault the fold
I
here
swear to God,
facing
that is a
an under the gun raise, under the gun
believe
plus 1.
World Series
3 bet.
tournament.
It's very aggressive
I
action.
asked him, I said, hey, you bluffed me like 18 times. He said, yeah, I know, I feel really good about that. I wonder what he thought in the taxi on the way home when he bluffed me 18 times and I had $1 million in chips and just out. Is that one where you call up your friends and you say, I bluffed Bill 18 times?
I believe you.
Or do you say,
why.
I think that's one where you just talk about the bluff you got away with.
Oof. Oof.
And I had aces, and he had like aces.
I hope the
we got it
TV
all
sees
night.
this.
And I won that one.
Because I know.
Should.
Nice hand.
Sometimes they get really lucky.
This is like the coolest thing ever. I'm getting to hear like legendary Phil Hellmuth statements.
How much? 5 and 5.
Man, I wish that one would have been streamed. Shout out to Freddie D for bluffing Phil 18 times.
I'll take the under on 18.
The streamers at home.
I'll take the under on 5.
And they're all like, no, Phil can't put a million in chips. No.
How many
Phil
do you
can't
have right
get
now?
bluffed 18 times and end up with a million in chips. No.
Raise 2,000.
And then it happens somehow.
But it's not like you're folding a great hand either. You know?
No,
If
I
you're
thought there was a good chance.
Do you think he
I
gets tired eventually?
Somebody like that, I let him get away with them until they're just dead.
yeah.
2,000?
2,000.
I just call. And I moved on the river.
Call.
Then I call quickly.
Raise 8,500.
He's trying to bluff me. I'm trying to win the tournament. That's the point.
We got some
Yeah,
hands
bro.
here. Could get interesting. Jones
Probably
making it
that,
2K. Modens calls. Perrin makes it 8,500
10K with
on the
650
button.
players.
Angel
You didn't bluff
in the
along
big
the way?
blinds does not enjoy folding Jack 10 suited.
Who enjoys folding Jack 10 suited? I mean, come on.
I know.
The whole field's filled
One of
with
the
guys that are trying to
prettiest
bluff me.
hands in poker. Action back on Jones. Lets it go.
It's true.
They get away with small bluffs and then bam.
Modens
And that's right. I
with
mean,
the suited ace jack.
Now it's a little harder to re-raise.
Yeah, he's thinking about it. Little does he know his opponent has the exact same
if you were folding with the
hand.
best hand, then it's a good bluff. But if someone's bluffing you and you're folding nothing, I mean, it's still a bluff, but the TV world sees what it
He
is.
had 4 sixes and
Parent has been aggressive pre-flop. He's been taking all of his hands like ace, queen, pocket tens,
If
and
you're
putting
laying
in
down
the
the best
3-bet.
hand to the 2-3, that's impressive. You know,
So he does get a call, and we will see a flop. Both players with ace jack.
also my heads-up matches, they were fun. Every heads-up
2
match
clubs.
against all these great players.
Nut flush
they
draw
all
for
played more
Modens.
hands than I did. Every match.
Looks like Perrin is going to continue here. I think it's set 12,000. Wow, it's 12,000 into 21, more than half pot.
You can't take me out.
Thought it was
Only I
1,200
can
for a
take
second.
myself.
That would have been really small. Action of Modens here, out of position with the 2 overs and the flush draw. How often are we check raising here, King?
I think you might help me.
I think a decent amount. Modens wants to be check raising here with the nut flush draw. I mean, a lot of times his opponent's going to have an overpair. Maybe he can get him off that by the river. I would like to see him take an aggressive line here with the ace jack of
Raise.
clubs. And he does.
31,700.
31,000. Green chips in play. This is getting serious. Of course, nowhere to go here for parents.
Nowhere to go or everywhere to go?
I mean,
You mean everywhere out of the hand?
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, I was going to say.
Everywhere but the turn. It would be really funny if, as soon as parent is in the hand, everyone else starts bluffing.
Show the bluff, show the bluff, show the bluff. Good for the game. Good for the game.
You'll see it later on TV.
I will.
Yeah. That's what I always wanted to say. Good fault.
Well played by Modens there.
So you're saying that, you
Phil
know,
got him too
in case
excited. He's making crazy
parent
raises.
does call, we're going to
I
just
said
keep
Phil got him too
firing the
excited.
turn
He's
even on
making
a
crazy raises.
non-club low card.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, when you check raise the nut flush draw there, you're
bluffing with
your
your-
plan
Oh,
is
you
to
guys
continue
actually
to fire
had-
on a lot of
I think he had
turns, just
something
because
very
you have so
easy.
much
We'll see
equity going to the river.
We
I
will
mean, the
see
last
both
thing
hands.
you'd want is to
Any
check,
conflict,
face
I
a
think,
big
uh,
bet, now be in a spot where, man, what do I really do at this point?
But you have very decent hand. Maybe even worse than me pre-flop. Or better. Maybe the same.
Raise 22.
No, no. Get out of town.
Rigby, of course, coming back in with the raise. McDermott went deep in the main event the same year that Rigby did. Donnie and I are expecting them to have some history, or at least McDermott having good awareness of Rigby's game. He's a high-stakes cash game player, so we could see some creative plays from him as well to play back at our chip leader right now.
3 players. Check. Check.
King, Jack, 3, 2 hearts on the flop. McDermott flops top pair. Rigby perhaps slowing down a bit since this is 3-handed. there it is. Given up rather easily. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Let us know if you're enjoying this, please. Let us know. Because at the beginning, everybody was really upset. They all said, move this guy off the table, give him a penalty. Now, he has not been out of line in a penalty sense kind of way. He's just been talking a whole lot. I personally am enjoying this, the main event. That's what it's all about. New faces, new characters, new storylines. And I'm pretty sure that we'll remember this guy for many years to come, no matter what happens the rest of the day.
That's three.
No. Please, no.
Bottom card has a huge mark in it. I don't know who's doing them.
How many questions does he ask me today? Or him? Nobody, right?
Yeah, but...
I haven't asked any questions. I just told you. That's what I did. I never asked for an answer.
I'm just excited. Sorry.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with being excited.
Yep.
This is the main event.
Yep. It is. Sure is.
That's the only table in here that
Well, huh?
is a featured table with Phil.
Yeah, I know.
Raise. 1800.
Blind battle brewing potentially here. Jones limps in. Or sorry, Chen limps in. Jones with the raise to 1800. Chen's going to make the call.
No, see those gifts I was
Small
thinking of?
raise out of the big one.
A gift like the fellow please.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more clashes between Chen and Jones. They both seem
Oh, you
willing
want
and
to
able
attack
to
on
play
him?
some
Put this
interesting hands.
Alright, that's me and you yesterday when I did that. But watch the gifts.
Keep bluffing at him, or you see that where you raise?
22.
Not gonna say. You'll just see it like.
There's one.
I
That's
know, but
last
I'm
year
very
against Golden
impatient.
State in the
I know.
finals. But I get like one up until they made that a gift. Now,
I
if
didn't,
you're
I
taking Celtics, that'll come up.
I hope you're being nice to my friend Raymond Green.
Check.
Oh, I mean, I don't know what I want to say.
Maybe you're sitting in front of
Yeah, I don't know.
the camera.
Oh, you can do that?
Chen check call 2200 here. Action on the turn. Chen checks again.
That's 35.
River card, deuce of hearts. At this point, Kane, is Jones going to give Chen credit for some sort of hand he might be willing to call off a larger bet with on the river? Or are we going to keep it small to keep him in there with even the smallest of pairs?
I believe Jones should size up here a little bit, maybe go half pot or 2/3 pot.
13.5.
He goes 13-5, which is a large bet here. Really putting Chen in the ringer with his top pair of nines. He's asking himself, does Jones have a hand like 8-10, 7-10, 7-8? All of those hands could have played this way. Or does he just have an overpair, which he's representing?
Is there a way of making it bigger? Do you need it to be bigger? Oh, there you go.
Makes the call, gets the bad news.
Well done by Jones. 3 streets of value there with pocket queens.
Oh, that's the
The
other
more
one.
Jones chips up, the more of a menace he'll be at this table. Clearly knows what he's doing.
13.5, yeah.
Shout out to the King of Bakersfield with a $2 donation. Much appreciated. Jamal R, $10 donation. Appreciated as well. Jason Zambricki, $2. Thank you all so much.
Is it time for my first question yet?
I've heard that Jimmy Bluffett is giving away more YouTube
Which camera's
subs.
gonna be on me? That one right there, yeah? I'm on now. We've got a gift here, my man here.
#1 Celtic fan in the country right here.
So they always show him on television. Here's a gift that's pretty cool. I don't know if they can zoom in on that.
I got 2.
Not sure if we have that
Right
technology,
next
Phil.
to it, right there.
Oh, there he is.
That one's,
television.
that's Johnny Angel, the savage mode right there.
You didn't say anything negative about Draymond Green, did you?
They actually put me on in the finals, this finals, next to Draymond Green on Bleacher Report in a picture of me being depressed, which I was in Game 7.
No, we beat you guys in Game 6.
No, this was this year. Draymond was just hating, like the hater he is.
Draymond is actually a great human being.
No, I know, but I don't like the, I didn't like the way he
Grace.
sucked a shot at Jordan Poole like
1800.
that. I was horrible. A young kid like that, he puts all his energy into suck a shot.
Come on, let's get back to positivity.
Yeah,
Everybody
I mean,
has bad moments. You just gotta look past
No,
them.
not like that.
Yeah, everybody does.
Hit a bully, don't hit it.
Whether they're public or private, I feel like everyone has some bad moments. You gotta.
Chen raising up on the button with ace-2 suited. Rigby fighting back from the big blind.
Yeah,
He's entitled
I
to
guess.
his opinion.
I actually tried to call Bleacher Report to respond to it. They were saying all Celtic fans are like jerks. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, we're the best fans in the world. How anybody could say that blows my
I
mind.
think Celtics fans are great.
Yeah.
Wow, look at
Never
this.
done
3-betting with the
anything.
7-8,
that Bruins
then
fans
getting
are really
this on the flop.
I couldn't, I'm a Bruins fan, but not a big Celtics. I'm like diehard all the way.
6,000.
Every outfit I have is Celtics for this event.
Okay, yeah. They have a good team.
Really
It's
good
exciting.
team. Really good team.
I had a bad experience at a Bruins game when I was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Rigby continuing
other
for
than that,
6,000.
I like Boston
Is
sports.
the 6
I don't
of
take it
clubs
too far
enough for
with
Chen
that.
to
Too
continue
much.
here
Have
just to
fun
see a
with the
turn card, or
games.
are we just going
Yeah.
to surrender this?
I think he might just let this one go.
Ah,
Donnie, is this real life, this table?
No, it's not. Very strong statement, though, from Angel on the number 1 Celtics fan, because Bill Simmons is probably up there. Gino is a famous Celtics super fan. They always show him on the big screen, too, at the game.
What about Portnoy?
I found 2 of them already.
Yeah, but, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Angel's
That's
bigger
one
than
of these.
Oh,
Portnoy.
I ain't seen that all night.
Did you recognize him?
Ace of clubs is one.
So then, I don't know.
Check the camera.
I think it was the new
You're also a Celtics
Donnie
fan.
Wahlberg might be a bigger fan. Donnie Wahlberg's
Absolutely.
courtside pretty much every game.
For people in the chat that don't know, Donnie Peters also lifelong Celtics fan.
Absolutely.
Kick him out forever.
Oh,
What do you think about
And
State of
Emma.
best fans in the world?
Me neither. Me neither.
Kick
I
their
mean-
ass out forever.
What NBA wise? What are the best fans?
doing it on
NBA-wise?
I'm gonna just be very biased.
Yeah,
I lived in
I'm-
Toronto for a
The
couple
last
of
part I
years.
sent back was Ace.
When the Raptors play at home,
3,000.
that is
Raise
just
3,000.
unreal. The building is shaking.
I don't think
People are outside on the square watching Jurassic Park. Shout out.
Please don't kick me.
Probably the best NBA fans are probably the Knicks fans.
Yeah, that's so.
Is that, who had the ace?
I mean, they're incredible. And then I would say upper deck Laker fans.
When did it happen?
No problem.
Not the lower deck, celebrities that show up every once in a while. The upper deck people, like those are the true.
Yeah, okay.
Shout out Rich Ryan.
I think I had
Shout
that
out
card
Knicks.
like
So we're good.
at some
Bing bang
point.
wow.
But
Button is correct.
I'm one of the what? The suspects. Okay. Oh shoot. Okay.
And he's nervous. I might not know he's
Yeah,
doing it.
I have no idea what like. Okay. 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 You want me to look at them vertically? Okay.
Don't ask him a question. You're gonna get 20. You're gonna get 20 answers.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions for you too.
Everything you're gonna say is gonna be used again. You should now try to, if that's possible to say.
Hey, that's
Because now
not
it's getting
friendship.
very, in this.
Try to keep it PG. Let's keep it PG. Let's keep it PG. Kids are watching.
Kids
Raise
are watching.
2,200.
Kids are not watching.
Yeah, kids are watching.
Kids
keep
are
it PG.
watching.
Parent just quickly ditching the Ace-5 of diamonds there.
My 8-year-old son was watching Phil.
It's too busy
I
talking.
started watching this.
So I haven't swung
So
it today.
you've been toning it down when it comes to the big words.
Rigby comes in with the 9-6, and Lou's got the ace-king off.
Yeah, when
Small
it's
blind.
folded to
I made it
Rigby's
6
button,
hours
you
clean,
can
and then with 2 hands.
wager that he's probably going to be opening. And here's
He
Lou,
couldn't
who's
keep his
been
brain going if he didn't throw
tight
some
at this
case
table
words in
so
there
far.
Yeah, I know.
When
but
he has gotten involved, he's had the
yeah, you
goods.
keep it clean for the kids.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah,
What's he saying?
I take it back.
Now you're
I
telling me
take
what
it
to
back.
do?
No.
He's not-
I take it back.
I
He
was
believes
back.
the swears out.
You can only ask so many questions and tell me what to do so many times. That's my wife's job.
Oh.
Rigby, of course, not wanting to tangle with the tightest player at the
Testy
table.
statement.
Where can I watch that later? How you did that with the camera with the gift? Can I see that later?
What was that? Yeah, 20 minutes.
Rewind the stream.
Donnie, do we have any confirmed updates on total entries? Any rumors circulating? What's the latest?
Rumors are that they've eclipsed 10,000. Don't know if that's been confirmed yet, but I think they had unofficially around 9,600 coming into today. We've seen photos and videos of the late registration line out there snaking up and down a few times. So,
Where's this level?
I mean, word is that like there's quite a few pros flying in just to be here in time for late reg on day 2. I feel as though even though they might have not been planning to play, you just can't miss out on a field this big.
Absolutely.
Did you see that?
I mean, it's electric over here. 10,000 players in the biggest main event in WSOP history, and it's by a pretty wide margin. It's by about, what, 15% higher than the second highest. Unbelievable. Poker is alive and well.
Oh, yes. Maury Eskandani being called to the stage.
Come on up, Maury. All right, this is the Poker Hall of Famer, Maury Eskandani, okay? And Maury brought high-stakes poker. Maury brought Poker After Dark. Maury brought almost every show, and now he's doing all the World Series of Poker stuff. PokerGO guy, all the PokerGO studio. Maury does it all.
Good luck, everybody.
God bless you.
Hi, Maury.
Maury, how are we doing so far?
Doing great, doing great.
Bill giving a shout out to Maury,
Text me last
living
night, he said
legend
he
of the
wanted to be
poker
on the
world.
stream all day long. Pittsburgh, I'll tell you in a second. Called me last night, he said, you want to be on the stream all day long. Mostly because you're here, Pittsburgh. And
That's real, actually. That's confirmed.
and I said, no, I don't want to be on the stream all day long.
Call.
2,000?
And he
Doing
talked
it
me
for
into
the
it.
fans.
Thank the
He's
Lord
like,
he
Phil,
did.
it's so good.
Be player.
You know, blah, blah, blah. And I said, Maury, what if I go on a tirade? He said, that's even better.
Hey, great.
I would like to thank you for saying yes, because that allowed me to be here.
Mike the Mathematician said, say no. Every
Bet
pro I talked to
800.
said, say no.
Really?
Well, because they're nowhere near at your level of
Wait.
fame.
But
Everybody,
Just being
everybody
honest,
plays
not kissing
different.
ass.
Everybody plays different on the stream, right?
you didn't get where you were by listening to other people's advice. though.
Mike Mattisau ain't won a game in
Yeah.
15 years, probably.
No, it's good
Mike
for your
just finished
brand.
second the other day.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the more you
Second,
play.
11th, the 9th. He's got a lot. He's got 275,000 in this tournament. 263.
Wow.
Mike Matsou's a hell of a coach.
Yeah. I just remember the old school things when I used to watch the games. Some of the
Raise.
stuff he said and did.
10,000.
Wow, look at this. We got a
When he was
real
playing heads up,
tiny
we
bet
always
out of
got the
Jones, the
quads back,
minimum.
like it was hard to play
Rigby
with
raising it
quads
up here,
like that.
using his
I'm like,
bottom
really,
pair
dude?
as sort of a blocker instead of just calling and then just
exactly.
folding once he gets 3-bet on the flop.
I also remember he had a flush to win.
Everyone
Yeah.
taking a turn
All fired
playing
up,
back
the
at
crowd was
Rigby.
against you.
It's only a matter of time before he has a real hand, and I wonder what will happen then. He's got so many blinds still
I
to
love it.
maneuver
I
around
always
with.
look out for that type of guy. You can
Yeah, but
back
it's a
it up.
tough thing with playing this
You know,
style. I
the
mean,
other
he's
day,
already chipped
fucking
down by
even
over
it's like
40,000
I laugh
chips.
at him. I'm like,
If
he's
you're
not
not
gonna
making
do it.
hands, then you're just going to continually chip down.
Go ahead.
Shout out to audio guy Francis.
We got issues.
We've got issues with Hellmuth's mic, obviously. Shout out to Nora Stevens with the $5 donation, saying, my 10-year-old paused her YouTube so she can listen to the soothing
Why?
chip sounds, parents incessant talking notwithstanding. I mean, it's been one heck of a ride so far already. And as you can hear Phil say, him and Maury talked before the stream. Phil agreed to play on the stream all day. Of course, we all want the Rigby-Hellmuth clash. That's what we're all waiting for. We did not know it would come with a Boston Celtics sideshow and Mr. Parent over here,
2,000.
the waterfall of words.
Call.
And even our side characters up until this point are playing an entertaining style of poker. Kane, it doesn't feel like we're watching a live stream. It feels more like a highlight reel of crazy moments and some big pots because these guys are definitely getting involved.
It does. This is some really entertaining poker we're watching.
In case you're just tuning in, we are going to be live on our free feed until roughly 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, and then we're going to hand it over to the main set. I believe Lama Karen and Maria Ho are going to be on the call to start off today.
Check.
Maybe get some different voices in there tonight late. The stream is going to run until 1 a.m. local time here in Las Vegas. From now going forward, we're not going to miss a single hand from the main event. We're going to stream every single hour that this tournament has remaining, starting on day 5, or starting on day 4, I should say. It's going to be the main set front to back. Day 4 is when we expect the bubble to burst, and we see Chen here hitting a flush on the turn. Angel with the ace of hearts. This could get interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting hand so far. Angel open, Chen called behind. Angel, of course, with the fake nut flush here on the turn, or the nut flush draw. And he's facing a large bet out of Chen. I'm sorry, it's 5,500, so it's not that large. It's facing a little bit less than half pot bet. Are we going to see Angel raise here on a bluff with just the ace of hearts, representing the nut flush? The question is, if Angel did flop the nut flush draw, would he really just check call on the flop?
Would love to see a check raise here from Angel. But then again, you got to preserve your stack. Haven't seen him get out of line yet. He had it versus Rigby a couple of hands ago. Oh, wow. There it is, Kane.
He does make the check raise.
I'm an instant fan. This is great. This is what I want to see.
Now it's a small check raise to just 12,000.
Call.
Chen makes a call. Big pot brewing.
Wow. Big river card here. It is the Jack of Spades.
Jack of Spades a little bit of an action killer, because now if Angel did have the nut flush, how would he navigate here? How is Chen going to navigate with his flush that just became quite a bit weaker when the board pairs? He's asking himself, is Angel check raising a set on the turn? Is he check raising a hand like top 2 pair? Angel with nothing. The only way he could win this pot is if he bluffs, and he knows it.
If you're Angel here, continuing on this river card, what sizing would you have to go for it? It has to be.
15,000.
That's 15K. Call quickly made here.
Maybe later.
Angel going to show down the ace of hearts. Chen just happens to have the made flush. Do you dislike the bluff here? Should we give up here a lot of the time?
I would be giving up that river card, even though your hand can only win with the bluff, because your opponent can play all sets that way, right? That river card's better for our opponents than it is for us. The reason why we check raise the turn is we're representing the nut flush, and then if the board doesn't pair on the river, I would follow through with a large bet a lot of the time. But on that specific river, I think I would have given up with Angel's hand. But you got to give the man credit for going for it there on the turn. His sizing was a little bit small, but he actually lost less that way, seeing as his opponent did, in fact, have the flush.
If you're just tuning in, Remco Rinkema on the call with Donnie Peters and our special guest today, Mr. Kane Callis. Didn't you once upon a time have the record for largest cash game pot ever played on a TV stream?
I did. In Montenegro, the Triton Series, it was actually the first ever live streamed Triton Series, and at the end of the series they played a big cash game. It was 2K, 4K Euro with a 4K ante were the blinds. And I got involved in a big hand with Jason Kuhn that went my way.
How different is the adrenaline from a big spot in a tournament going deep versus a big cash game where, you know, a big moment could happen out of nowhere?
I mean, I had more adrenaline in that cash game than any game I've ever played. I mean, those stakes were just completely massive. It was a 1 million minimum euro buy-in game. So, you know, the stakes were just absolutely tremendous, larger than any stakes I've ever played for, even deep in a tournament. And I was playing against, you know, Phil Ivey, Daniel Cates, Jungle Man, Nikita Badziakowski, Jason Kuhn, Patrick Antonius, Tom Dwan. I mean, just everybody at the table was a name that you would know. And so it was a kind of a surreal moment for me.
Yeah, that hand can be found on YouTube if you just search for Kane Callis versus Jason Kuhn. That clip will pop up, but you might not want to do that right now, as Phil Hellmuth is shuffling with some potential raising chips, which is not a common sight for Mr. Hellmuth. Moden's taking the aggressive line here, 3-betting the Queen 7 of hearts on the button.
hand so far playing out a little similar to the pocket sixes that we saw Phil flop a set with, I believe, on day 1, where it went raise 3-bet and he just called them out of the blinds.
We get the patented Hellmuth dark check here.
Yeah, we're going to find out real fast whether or not Phil was just set mining while on this board. He has to like this board. With the gut shot, with the backdoor spades. His opponent, though, flopping top pair. Is he going to come out firing? Or is he worried about Phil overcalling out of the big blind? That's a... You know, when Phil overcalls out of the big blind, he's announcing he has a pretty big hand.
That's 87. Call.
We got a quick bet and a quick call.
Check.
Another dark check.
Check.
Ace of spades on the turn, potentially a great card here for Modens to fire on.
So interesting, because Phil now has the flush draw. He still has the gut shot to go with his hand. And Modens, it's just very unlikely his pair of sevens is good, right? With Phil having cold called a 3-bet out of the big blind. So I think Modens identifying that, reaching for chips.
Bet 19,500.
Wow, a big bet from Modens here, about 60% pot. Phil just shaking his head.
I think it's hard for that card to be a good card for Phil's range here. And you know he doesn't have ace-x of spades, you know, ace-king of spades, ace-queen of spades, stuff like that, because obviously the ace of spades hits on the turn. Is Phil Hellmuth going to play a king-queen of spades like this? Probably not. He would probably fold that pre-flop and then, you know, give us a little speech on how he's the only player in the world to make that type of fold. So this is going to put Hellmuth into a very tricky
These are the spots I
situation.
have my usual tie rates in. The guy's 3-bets 5 times, played way too many hands. I finally got him trapped, and they spike an ace. So usually I'd have a tie rate, but I think he's going to give it to me later. So I'll just fold my overpair.
Please tirade, please.
Oh, he's going to give me the line.
Show it.
I mean, you got to show the queen of hearts.
Yeah,
I mean, just
Maybe he did it backwards.
How do you not show the queen of hearts there?
You won the tie.
Nice
well
play
played
by
there.
Modens.
Yeah, well played. Recognizing the situation very well.
On Modens, only 2 total live tournament cashes, 17K, all at the WSOP.
You I'm
We
waiting
have
for.
plenty of inexperienced players at the
You I'm
table,
waiting
but they're not scared at all.
I thought you had doing with her.
Probably raised like a queen jack offsuit or something crazy. I don't know.
If not worse.
Everyone that I've seen so far in the main event that has been decked out in GG poker stuff has been an online qualifier. So
I can't wait to see
that
that.
is what Modens is wearing. Maybe he's satellited online. Maybe he's got his experience comes in the online realm.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel better.
Donnie, how would you have played that hand, the pocket nines there? Because as Phil Hellmuth pointed out, Modens has 3-bet a couple times already
You can give
today.
it to me when I.
You have
when
a
I get to
strong hand in
300,000, I
nines
might
out of the
win
big
tournament.
blind. It seems a little too
You give
tight
me
to
one or
fold
two
against
doubles.
somebody who's 3-betting that much, especially cutoff raise button 3-bet, right? Do we 4-bet call it off? That seems real loose in the main event. Do we flat and then check raise
Very
the flop?
fast. It's hard to win the tournament.
What do we
I
do?
take those odds.
I mean,
Can't believe you hit
not
that hot on me.
easy.
Do we play it just
I
like
knew you
Phil
had
did?
nothing on the flop.
Yeah.
Not nothing, but. And then I had the ace of hearts.
I just don't like cold calling if you're Hellmuth,
And a
because you
gut
gotta
shot
act out of
trade draw.
position. And, I mean, I know nines is like eights. I would probably just fold. Sevens, I would just
Yeah.
fold.
When I have
Nines
aces
is
and you have like
more in the
king,
middle.
queen suit, don't outdraw me.
I knew that hot was never hitting the
Probably
river.
4-bet, get it in.
Hot hits the river, you
I mean,
can't call.
just with the way that this table has been playing,
Sure.
the positions
Yeah,
on that hand,
exactly.
Sure.
we know Modens, as Phil mentioned, has been 3-betting a few times.
That would be for over 100 big
I
blinds
think
at
you're
that
playing
point.
great. Just keep on doing what you're
Of course I
doing.
need.
Sure, I can see an argument for that.
Keep on doing
A lot of times you're just going to take down
Yeah.
the dead money pre-flop,
I need him
you know?
to keep re-raising.
Yeah.
Putting
No,
money
when you tell him though, then he knows it's what you want.
in. No, it doesn't matter.
No,
And that's
it
why
doesn't.
you can't just have rules. You know, some
Tiger
people have rules. Oh, well, I'm not going to
Tiger
get
can't
in
change his
pocket
stripes, right? Like,
jacks on day 1 of the main event. I'm not going to get an ace king.
He's going to try to run us
I mean,
over.
but that's
And
often
good
a
for me 'cause I play
Hellmuth.
so
You
tight.
often
Right.
see him
I
say
finally
he
win
gets to
top
day
extra
5.
chips in.
I've never been all in.
But if you tell them the plan, they might deviate from
No,
it.
they can't help
No?
themselves.
Because
Every
they're
day
like
it's the same shit.
addicted to bluffing, addicted to raising.
Yes,
They
yes.
cannot deviate.
He
from
thinks
the
he can win
plan.
the tournament by bluffing. He thinks he can win the tournament by bluffing. They don't know that they can't win by bluffing.
Okay.
Because all they
That's
see
where
the
your
chips.
experience is superior.
They
so
see the
we're-
chips that they
We're
accumulate
trying
doing
to
it.
get there, Phil. We're trying to get to the experience.
But it's very
level.
hard to
But see,
get
it's
all the way to
said
the
like
final
it's a
table.
joke, but really it's a fact. Like,
It
they're
is. It
serious.
is. It sounds
But-
but they don't
but people
understand
say it.
I'm learning.
People say it sarcastically. It's hilarious, like how they could be. You get a monster stack and something like this, and talk cocky. He is talking facts.
21.
Raise 21.
Not saying
Chen
you. I'm
wasting
saying
no
live
time there
there.
defending his big
Yes.
blinds.
Yes.
Calling with a
Yeah,
6
it's all
of
right.
spades.
But a lot of people do that sarcastically, like when, and it's like.
That's the way I speak.
Yeah. That's all right. That's all right.
I think you're a great
This is
guy.
my
Do
fault.
whatever you
All I had
want.
to do was raise you on the flop, and I think I win. So
Heads up.
Yeah.
that's all I had to do.
Jack 3-6,
Just keep doing what you're
all
doing.
red cards.
Check.
Both players with spades. Chen has a pair.
All I had to do was
I
raise
bet
on
the
the flop.
flop. He still caught it. Called and caught the flush.
Oh, that was a big hand. That was a sick hand. But he had the.
Turn is the 8 of hearts.
No, he had the flush.
No.
Yeah, he did.
It was 2 pairs. No.
Chen
Oh,
well
he
in
had
the
a flush.
lead.
He turned a flush. But I had the ace of heart and a gut shot trade draw.
Bet.
It was actually like the same board right there.
Oh, it was Jack and ace.
Phil's not going to like this one.
One more time. This is where I usually rant, because I think I've won one pot all day. And of course, I have it again. But the script is written today. They're going to give me the money. I'm going to have this hand soon, and somebody's going to give me the money. It doesn't matter. They don't have the patience to stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
This is all for
They don't have
camera.
the
This is
patience.
all for camera. I don't know how anybody got
Yeah,
He's
I
smart.
know.
His whole life.
Building his brand. He knows it's out.
They don't have the patience.
If
All
he
these
hadn't
hands
have
I've lost.
17 bracelets.
Yeah.
You could say that.
Yeah, you can say it
But
if
I
you
do not
want,
have
but I
one
would just
bracelet.
get so exhausted. Like, it's gotta be frustrating.
He knows what he's doing with something.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
The style I play is very
Sugar-free
frustrating.
Rebel.
Yeah.
Very
I
frustrating.
would be
Because I
like,
just wait, I lose all these weird
I
hands
would be
because I
so-
slow play.
yeah. I would
And
be
then all of a
frustrated.
sudden, one of you just gives me the double.
Yeah.
And then all of a
One
sudden,
of
bam,
they.
bam, bam.
One of they. No.
One of they.
Don't include.
Likely you. Likely
I'm doing
you.
my best not to. Even though sometimes it goes. Sadly.
Unfortunately for Hellmuth, it's getting to the point where even if he does double, it's getting close to his starting chip stack of the day.
Yeah, Helmy now down to
I
66K.
have-
Came into the day with more than
I have good
100.
hand, man.
It's gotta be like hard on the
Still
middle.
82 big blinds.
I have probably the not good.
It's funny how, Don, this table went from a lot of agitation over parents' table talk to now
Are you
seemingly
looking into
everyone
the
being
camera?
best friends.
That was kind of an easy one.
Just took a little bit of getting to know each other, settling in.
So this is
Chen
a-
here.
this is
Chen's
a
picked up
question for
hands all the time.
From this place, where do you get?
Just a call against Rigby's open. We know Rigby's pretty wide. He just calls the queens out of the small blind.
King 6-7 rainbow. Backdoor hearts potential and backdoor straights for Rigby.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's
Wouldn't
gonna
you
be
want
okay,
to
though. It's gonna
build
be
a
okay.
pot early on versus a very aggressive player here
Take
pre-flop
some
with
deep
queens?
breaths.
I would have 3-bet
Life's
against
good.
Rigby.
You're like the most famous poker player in the world. Everything's okay.
Turn is the
Wow.
queen of diamonds. A set
Rigby
for Chen.
picking up a
dirty
gut shot, but it does just
Oh, wow!
Hello!
You, I figured I was
Okay.
going to pick off right away.
It went check in like 5 seconds. And now we're on the river.
gonna be
Rigby
okay.
backing into
You're
a
so
straight.
calm.
Chen has not invested basically any chips with a hand this strong.
That'll be good.
He checks again. He's going to go for the check raise.
Bet. 11,000. Call.
And Rigby,
overbet.
That is
Wait.
nuts.
Wow,
Did he
he
make the
just
call?
called. He just called.
Yes.
wow. What is happening here?
Chen may have saved himself a lot of chips on that hand.
How many combos beat him there? Like, that's insane.
I know Chen lost that hand, but I think there's an argument to be made that he should have showed it. Because if you're Rigby
Oh, yeah.
and you see your opponent has a set of queens there, how do you not get more money?
How does he
You know,
not go?
it might make
Right.
Rigby a little bit annoyed that that
By the way,
situation
when we
just
get down to
happened.
30
That's a moral
seconds,
victory.
I don't
I'm
care
sorry,
which big
but-
blind it is next.
Kane,
I'm
I'm
going to make sure that
a pretty average
we
poker
can
player,
leave
but how do
and
you
get our
check
full
call
20
there?
minutes, okay?
It was
Thank you.
an amazing
So don't whine and
read.
say,
by-
oh,
But like
by
in
Chen.
like in like
Play fast,
seconds,
no.
like he just
Right.
tossed it in there.
Right.
Take your time.
Because we have a
Crazy.
20-minute break, right? And the hallway is smashed.
When Rigby hears about that hand, he's not going to be happy about it. I mean, he did overbet the river, but still, the only hands that beat him were Jack 9 and Ace Jack.
2. Raise 2,000.
Of course, pocket kings, but it was unlikely given the action that.
I mean, I'm going broke there against Nick Rigby.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. Like, it's just going to happen.
And 8-9, I guess also, but
8-9, yeah.
But that's
He might just
he fires
barreling
yeah,
the
he
8-9.
probably keeps barreling that.
Right. He barrels the kings as well, so.
Yeah, it was an 11,000 chip bet on the river. Quickly called by Chen, saving himself about 100K, 100K potentially.
What were you going to say? It's two-handed now.
Cards came out already.
I was going to guess he called with like 10-8 suited. He didn't want to call. Another big hand for me. Yes, that's my second hand.
I've never seen Phil
I
play
could be
with
50,000
kneeling on his
loser
chair.
with the billionaire game. I can win a 3K pot, and I'm like,
You like that move.
Shout out to everyone watching this train wreck that's developing. I don't know what's going to happen, but something is going to happen. This table is just absolutely incredible. If you're catching us on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button. Let's get us to 5,000 likes. Jimmy Bluffett always loves to do his own giveaway when we get to 5,000 likes. He is one of our valued moderators. And while you're at it, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have daily clips, highlights. We have live streams, all that good stuff happening 365 days a year. Pretty incredible. For the people that are asking us to be quiet while players are talking, then we might as well just go home. We've got to try to call the action every now and then. I feel like we've done a pretty good job at sitting back and letting Hellmuth go on his little speeches here.
No, it's not about caring. It's just you've lost more.
I don't mind losing more. As long as I bet it.
This bottom card is egregiously
in
marked.
bad shape. That's good enough. What? Oh, you would have raised?
I wouldn't call. I would either raise or fold. And I wouldn't have
Was
fold.
that the ace of spades?
Not sure.
Might have been the ace of clubs.
Are you getting closer to a tirade or further
Then
from a
you've
tirade?
got to get it in, which you don't want to, and it's a tough spot either way. 9, 10s, aces.
Oh, I don't.
Aces with 9, 10s.
If you don't, I'm not afraid to get it in. You might be have a misunderstanding.
No, I'm not saying you are.
This is
I'm
an
just saying
11-day tournament.
It's a tough.
This is an 11-day tournament.
Spot to
I
get
will
it
get it in today. Trust me.
800.
I don't give a fuck. Because if I'm in this tournament for 4 more days and I don't have a chance to win these other big bracelets, it's no good for me. This is #1 tournament. That's what I care about. But one of you guys give me the money, I'm going to call it.
Let's try to keep PG.
And I'm going to call it. If I think I'll call it all with second pair when one of you guys really wants to give me the money.
Okay.
It's going to be snap. Or maybe I'll have aces. Maybe I'll have the
It
nuts.
might be a snap bust though. Be careful. Second pairs
If I
are
bust,
usually
I
not
bust.
good.
It's
No,
okay, I don't
I'm
care.
I'm just saying that try not to get into those mindsets. It might be negative energy.
Positivity only.
Positivity.
Yeah.
Phil, you need
keep
a
it
bodyguard.
positive.
I guess
One of
you're
you
good.
guys is going to give me the money, so it's just a matter of time.
Maybe I'll tomorrow at the other table.
You might give it to me.
I'm not doing
I
anything
hope
crazy.
I won't.
McDermott
If you're gonna-
continuing to
if
fire
you're gonna
here
do free betting
on
again,
the
you're gonna keep
4
free betting.
club
You're
board
gonna
blue
run right into
with
oh,
the 7 of
100%.
clubs
If we're here 8 hours, it should happen 4 times.
makes a call.
In 8
The
hours?
very exact number.
Yeah.
At least, if not more, right?
You got to bet. The 3 betters always run into my nuts. Has to.
That
Wait,
sentence,
over 10 hours? How can you not?
I think you should try to reframe
You're going to
that
3 bet
sentence.
light, and I'm going to have like ace king.
The 3 betters always
might
run
Are we
not
going to
into
see a
my
final
nuts.
barrel here out of McDermott?
You can't help yourself. It's like potato chips. You keep 3 betting, it keeps working. You're in your mind right. No, in your mind right now, you're like, I've been 3 betting, it's working. I will continue to 3 bet.
He's probably up against the player you can barrel against most confidently.
I know
Lou
this.
being
You know this.
on the tighter side at this table.
I hope it's not the way you say it. I don't know. I'm just hoping you're wrong. let me say it like that. Let me phrase it like that.
So all you gotta
I
do
know
is
about
you
you,
gotta
Donnie, but
see
I
the
don't
next
see
hour
this
and a
too
half
much in
of
the
it.
main event. Somebody on this
3 or
4
4 or
club
5
board
now.
just betting nothing
That's what you're thinking.
on every
But I
street.
already know that's what you're thinking.
So this bet generally is going to get a lot of credit.
Yeah, and it's a healthy bet too.
You're just the most likely guy to give it. And maybe
12
not a lot,
into
maybe
14-4, so approaching full pot here.
I cannot say anything. You're talking from experience. I'm a novice. What can I say? I'm just hoping you're wrong. I cannot argue with that.
That's the way to answer it.
It's not up for discussion.
Everybody usually
You
gets
must be
insecure,
right.
angry, right? That's a good answer.
Looks like it's going to be a call. Look at this.
Nope.
He's got the chips ready.
How you gotta be.
He's got to put them in, Lou.
That easy in 2023.
Everybody's
It's a
different.
tough call here.
Everybody's
Odds not
different.
the only. Odds not the only.
Yeah.
Earlier in the stream, right before you joined, Kane, McDermott did bluff with 9 high.
You never read my book?
Ace-ace
Here's my book. How to fold every
against
hand.
Modens, and had to show it down. So
Hellmuth.
that could be going through Lou's mind here that McDermott is
But
certainly
no one that can
capable.
follow it.
Is that an actual book name?
There it is. Look at that.
Wow, he makes a call.
Every hand.
I think Ace of Clubs is one of the worst marked cards I've ever played with in my life.
Just now?
Yeah, get the deck out of there again. Crazy.
Okay, let's see it.
What a call by Lou.
We
For
have apparently
McDermott, that's an
another marked
example of
card.
a good bluff, just the wrong player.
Yep.
Just turn the muck over.
Yeah.
Turn the muck
This
over.
is a muck, yeah.
But if there's-
Flip it over.
Yeah, just so that nobody knows which hand. Ace of club may be marked. And
Not me,
after
it is.
and
Two
where-
huge lines in it. I mean, it's not coincidence, it's the same card
Put
I
that
had
pot,
before.
Lou, up to 124,000.
I mean,
Where? It's very tough, right?
it's pretty subtle. but
156
it's
big blinds for him.
definitely-
McDermott
He's right.
slips back to 67,000 as Phil Hellmuth examines that marked ace of clubs.
It's pretty hard to see, but
Likely not marked, you know,
it's a bad card and
in a
with
bad
the
way
lighting,
that players
it's
are trying
easy
to
see.
do
That's
anything
why he
special,
said it's
but
the worst he's ever
you get
seen.
an ace, you
When the
see the
card-
ace, you peel the cards extra hard. These are RFID cards. They are a little bit more stiff than regular decks.
Gentlemen, is these on the cards? Keep marking them, and it's funny because the ones that all have marks on them
An ace.
are an ace.
Yep.
So I know you want the next one to be on. You're squeezing it. Let's make it an ace. Well, it doesn't work.
Foreman Bob knows.
Take care of the cards. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to put cameras on you, and if I find out it's someone who's doing it, I'm gonna have to.
All right, let's go, guys.
Thank
Let's
you.
go.
Yeah, of course.
Bob doesn't mess around.
Not on purpose.
Well, I can't imagine anybody's doing it on purpose.
No.
You'd have to be stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the gaming commission, you're
Especially
on all
to
the
get this
cameras.
lucky at
If
this
someone's
table.
trying to intentionally marking cards, I don't think they're a very smart person.
I don't think there's no one smart enough
Yeah.
to even do it.
I would hope not either. It was just the ace of clubs both times for me.
That's
and he had
weird.
the ace of hearts the other time.
Well, maybe they didn't take it out. Maybe they put the same
the
deck
old one?
back in.
But like you said, someone could be just squeezing their first.
That's
ace.
what it is. It's definitely what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, I squeeze my cards, but it doesn't break the deck.
How much time?
Couple minutes there
52
without a
seconds.
hand, but
Oh. So last
next
hand,
one
huh?
is in the air right
Yeah,
now.
sorry guys, I'm gonna have to stall a little bit here.
Donnie, these
I'm out.
a table like this doesn't need hands played. It just needs all this
I'm
insanity to keep
I'm
happening.
gonna fold in case somebody actually has a hand. But Pittsburgh, you should probably take your time. Just so we can get out of here.
Phil Hellmuth just trying to make sure that if they don't play one more hand so he can quickly use the bathroom. We are not going to take a break. By the power of technology, we're going to take about 30 to 60 seconds to skip ahead in our timeline. We're on a longer delay that allows us to cut the break out.
Should be okay.
So don't go anywhere, stay tuned. Maybe grab a drink, but we're going to keep going with this table here.
Okay.
This feature table has been absolutely insane.
All right, all players in the main event, please complete the hand that you're
So
on.
no
20-minute
break for the stream, just so you know.
All players, please complete the hand
Go,
that
Cliff,
you're
go,
on.
go, go.
20-minute break. All players, you must exit the
Talk to
tournament
Cliff,
area
right?
at this time.
Last hand before break, obviously Nick Rigby's not going to fold the jack deuce off on the button.
Of course, you have extra fold equity on the
I
final
usually
hand before
should.
the break, which will end up in a leveling war, and before you know it, you got 100K chips in the middle with jack deuce.
What's your name, buddy?
My name's Ben.
Ben what?
Ben Parents.
Ben Parent? Nice. John Angel.
John
Blue has
Angel.
ace
John
8
Angel,
offsuit
my
here,
man.
flops top pair.
Boys, keep it on me. I'm gonna put a show on. Don't worry.
McDermott
I
a little
promise.
piece as well. He's got that pair of
John
sixes
Angel.
and
You know I got a song named
backdoor
after me.
diamonds.
Johnny Angel from the 50s says how all the women want him. Remember that, even though I'm married. Even
McDermott
you already knew
pairing
that?
some backdoors.
Now you know. What up? This kid's
Rigby,
still
of course,
over
betting
talking.
with the worst of it.
Jeez, you know how bad it's driving me crazy? I'm trying to be humble and nice over here. I'm near my favorite player in the world too, Phil Hellmuth. It's a dream come true.
So John, you said you are married, yes?
McDermott in the tank here.
Any choking?
3.
Maybe considering getting frisky here?
Yeah, McDermott thinking he may have a good
13,
hand to bluff
84.
here. He does have middle pair blocking
Oh,
some
it's
two
off?
pairs, blocking a set. He does
Yeah,
have
no.
backdoor straight, backdoor diamonds, but he does let it go facing that action.
8 of clubs on
Wow,
the
two
turn.
pair for Lou.
Wow. I mean, Lou is played very tight. Rigby clearly not getting too out of line, but this jack on the river might cost him some chips.
Did I say anything bad?
Well, they're not saying that because you're being nice.
No.
Even they're saying
Did
that.
I say anything bad?
No, you didn't. But here's the thing. This is just advice.
Where's Tom Dwan?
Oh. Okay, so my advice is for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Like try to say
Action on Lou in the small blind here as Parent is getting a talking to. I don't know if that's a fan or a friend or perhaps someone from the crew. Can't really make it out, but in the middle of that conversation, he goes, "Where's Tom Dwan?" Like just out of nowhere. This man is just on a different planet.
I know you're playing fine. You're playing good. So just keep
Well
playing.
done here by Lou.
Did you see the hand where I had ace jack at?
Rigby makes the call, and Lou gets very nice value here on the river. And we're just going to throw up a little break screen for about 30 to 60 seconds. And then on the other side of that, action will continue with the same exact feature table. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. And there it is. We were not lying.
That's why you're saying so, because I got thrown in the ante.
Someone in PokerGo chat called it a super delay. And because of that, we can now chop those breaks out. Nifty bit of technology here as the action resumes. Parent and Hellmuth hopefully taking their seats so we can potentially see some more clashes. If you're just joining us for the first time, my name is Remco Rinkema. Donnie Peters, as always, alongside me. By the way, Donnie Peters, who was on day 3 of the main event, bagged 80K last night. Well done, my friend. And then we have
82, don't short me.
Oh, 82? Yeah, I mean,
man, come on.
At that stack size, every 1,000 chip matters.
That's right, it does.
Kane Callis, our super expert in the booth, here for some analysis, recommendations on the city of Philadelphia.
Zero chips in the main event.
0 chips in the main. I didn't want to bring it up, Kane. I just wanted to let that one slide. Much love to everyone who's been with us. It's been an epic stream so far. 30,000 people watching on YouTube. We have thousands as well tuned in on PokerGo. Just a reminder, the action will continue at 6 p.m. Pacific time after we go off air around 4:30 with the main feed. 3 feature tables, Lon McCarron, Maria Ho in the mix. It's going to be a late one. They're going to go till 1 in the morning, and we're going to have this table on the stream for the remainder of the night. Or, of course, if Hellmuth busts out, we might give you guys a different celebrity player to watch. But so far, it's been the Nick Rigby table. He's been involved in every single interesting hand. And if you are new to PokerGo, please know that with promo code DREAM30, you can save $30 on your annual subscription. That also makes you eligible for our raffle, as we're giving away 3 seats into our $1 million free roll at the end of the year. That is the PGT Championship. So even if you're watching this right now on PokerGo, you have to be an annual subscriber.
It's on.
And then you'll be in the raffle. Donnie, we're giving away our next seat during the main event final table, right?
Yes, July 17th.
All right, there you go. Annual subscribers in the raffle for a chance to play in that $1 million free roll.
Warrior, hey. Mutual respect.
King Jack 7 on the flop here. McDermott flops a pair of jacks. Lou with nothing. Sorry. I was tripping there for a second. I thought he had 2 diamonds.
Are there any dry spots? No? No?
About 6,000.
McDermott decides to check second pair here, Lou, with a third pot bluff. Lou turns a gut shot. His opponent checks over to him. Will he continue to fire?
Bet 10,000.
He does for 1/3 pot. McDermott rechecking his cards for suits. He does have the ace of diamonds, blocking his opponent from having turned the nut flush draw.
I do love what we're seeing from Lou here. Just a complete switch of gears from the first level of play.
Wow, McDermott lets it go. McDermott was way ahead with 91% equity in the pot, and Lou pulls off a huge bluff here, takes it down.
I mean, might be some meta game going on here from Lou. Playing very coy the first 2 hours, letting all the people at the table hear from their friends, oh man, Lou's playing really tight. Lou's really, not getting involved. And bang, we'll come back from break, and he just pulls a bluff out of his hat here. Love to see it. Hellmuth here with pockets fives. We know he loves the small pairs.
Raise 2,000.
By the way, blinds now 501K with the 1K big blind ante. Donnie, how many blinds do you have in the main event? What are we coming back to on day 3?
2,500 big blind.
Okay, so give us a little bit of a trajectory here for the remainder of today.
Yeah, so what's that, 33, something like that?
Plenty. Rigby calls.
I need a table like this.
I was going to say.
My tables they've not been super difficult, but they haven't been willing to put chips in the pot. So it's kind of tricky.
Wow, look at this. Rigby, of course, calling with some bluff equity versus Hellmuth to stay to his promise to bluff him 9 times today. McDermott raising it up with ace-king offsuit. And Hellmuth quickly calling with 5s out of position off a relatively short stack in relation to the rest of the players. Kane, how do we feel about this?
Yeah, McDermott made it a little bit of a small size here, 8.5K. In this instance, a pot would have been 10.5. So, and with a hand like ace-king pre-flop, I normally like to have 2 sizes where I put my ace-king and some of my bluffs into the larger size, and then I go with a smaller size with aces, kings, and some different bluff candidates. But ace-king normally makes it into the bigger size for me pre-flop. McDermott, though, going with a smaller size, getting 2 callers, and Rigby flopping 2 pair.
Wow. Oh, my God. Hellmuth, of course, getting out of the way here.
Lets it go right away. Rigby, this is going to be disaster.
You just can't fold this to Rigby either.
McDermott makes the call, is at risk here, and Rigby getting involved with every single hand under the sun, finally flops it.
And McDermott does have 31% equity here with the backdoor clubs.
Backdoor straight also still live. An ace or a king right now will give him the lead. 5 outs twice. Let's see the turn card here as Rigby is on his way to send another player to the rail. Turn card.
So a 10 will give McDermott a straight.
Yeah, there it is. Backdoors now. 12 outs for McDermott. 113K in the middle. Is it going to be there? River card, show it to us. It is the 3 of spades. That is not going to do it. McDermott eliminated. Made day 6 back in 2021. Now heads to the rail as Rigby rakes this one in to bring his stack back up to almost exactly what he started today with.
Back up over 400K.
The next queens. Queen 6 is the way to go. Sorry? Didn't want to do it. Can you put it back on? Okay.
Wow.
Oh, yellow? Okay.
That's why he played Queen 6 suited.
Oh, I think it's better you do it. So.
All he was trying to do was get into a hand versus Phil Hellmuth.
Yeah. And he ends up flopping 2 pair, busting one of the stronger players at the table in McDermott.
Wow, I was racing against him, but this man was in there with Queen 6.
Angel under the gun here with pocket queens. You're going to for sure see a raise from him.
Feel better about my game.
Raise.
Raise 2,500.
Oh, wow. Kings for Jones. This could get very interesting here. Angel sitting on only, in quotation marks, 41K. Of course, 43 big blinds is nothing to sneeze at, but in the main event, that might end up all in. Action folding back around to the initial raiser.
Don't know if Angel has any information from prior hands, but he did open the king-jack off earlier, and Jones 3-bet him with the queen-jack of spades. So if he does have that information, you know that Jones is capable of 3-betting lighter than queens here.
Raise.
Here we go. Angel assessing that his queens are going to be strong a lot of the times. Kane, how do you like this 3-bet here as he puts 18,600 in the middle?
Yeah, I mean, with the pocket queens, you definitely, you just can't let it go here. And, you know, he's going to be getting all the chips in here against pocket kings, it looks like, with only 25,000 left. He's just getting a very attractive price to call here. His opponent could have ace-king. I probably would have just shoved in Angel shoes rather than selecting the size because there is no fold equity. He does make the call, gets the bad news, and he only has 18% here to stay in the tournament and stay sitting next to his idol, Phil Hellmuth, who doesn't even know what's going on. He's so entrenched in his tortellini.
Hellmuth on meal number 2. Level number 2, meal number 2, but we got a feel for Angel here. A man with a passion for the game, all in with queens for his tournament life. Jones, all business with pocket kings. Let's see if the board can bring some help for Angel. It is ace, 3, 7, 2 clubs, no clubs in play. Angel really desperately looking for a queen right now. Turn card is the deuce of diamonds. Angel down to just 1 of 2 queens. The river card is the king of spades. It is paint, but it is not the right one. And Boston Celtics super fan.
Absolutely, always.
Okay, appreciate
Again,
nice to meet you.
Again, fellas.
Unlucky.
Angel gets a round of GGs from his table. It's been a pleasure having him at the table, but that's how it goes sometimes. One moment you're comfortable, the next moment you're out the door.
Absolutely, and 2 back-to-back casualties here in the past 2 hands at this feature table.
Main event speeding up a little bit on day 2, Donnie. Did you experience the same thing, seeing lots of people just walk out the door?
Yeah, I mean, early on, you know, everyone gets settled in, but then as the night went on, it was, you know, it was crazy. People were busting left and right, especially that last level, until they announced, you know, the number of hands left. Then everyone, like, locks it on.
Imagine he hits the king.
But before that, there was a lot of casualties. People were busting left and right. But then once that clock pauses with 10 minutes to go, it's like everyone just goes into super nit mode and just wants to hit the bag.
Come out.
On the screen, queens, I said yes, and then we couldn't see his
Jones and Chen in there with a couple of legitimate hands, and Rigby with the Jack-7 offsuit.
Which is a very legitimate hand for Rigby.
Like, why that could have been a queen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The interesting part of Rigby's style is that he is intentionally making this tournament as hard as possible for himself by constantly getting into tough spots.
Yeah, no.
Well, especially calling here versus an under-the-gun raise from under-the-gun +1. I mean, he had the whole table left to act behind him who could raise, potentially wake up with a strong hand. And Jones catches up on the turn. There are 3 hearts out there on the board, though, and Rigby does have the jack of hearts.
I mean, it would come as no shock here if Rigby is going to keep firing, or start firing and keep firing. 5,500 is the bet.
It has to do it. That's what happened.
Jones checking for a heart, doesn't have one, but does have the king.
This guy was just, I know, I'm sick. He was literally just so sick to see me go. I can't even believe it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Jones probably thinking to himself, no matter what the river is with 3 hearts out there, I'm probably going to face a big bet.
He just said that. He just said that we do all day.
Wow, Jones just lets it go. Rigby takes it down.
Can you fold there versus a player like Rigby, or are you just supposed to just, you know, accept the fact that it's going to cost you 2 streets of betting to see a potential showdown?
So here's part of what Jones was thinking here. He enters under the gun. Rigby comes in under the gun +1. For you to call under the gun +1 there, in general, if you're a normal player, you should have a pretty tight range, and that range includes a lot of high Broadway hands that connects to that board. It also includes some more suited hands. Even if you're a looser player like Rigby, you'd expect that Rigby would have hands that are suited. But when your opponent's just coming in with the Jack-7 offsuit, then you need to start continuing in those spots, because a lot of times he's just going to have picked up a low heart draw on the turn that he's firing, for example, like the hand that he had. So I'm interested to see if these players are going to start to adjust to just how loose Rigby's pre-flop ranges are.
Rigby, of course, continuing the action here, raising it up with Queen-7 of diamonds. This man is never going to slow down. Three, 10, 5, all clubs on this flop. No clubs to go around again. We've seen these types of flops before. Parent quickly with the fold, and Jones as well. And I mean, the 100% VPIP continues to work out for Rigby, who is now finally, after a rough start, trending up above his starting stack, quickly on his way to 500K if he keeps going like this. If you're just tuning in, day 2D of the main event. This tournament still has lots of days left to be played. The final table will be on July 17th. We're streaming every day live on PokerGO.com. We're going to have a little bit of a taster, a little bit of an appetizer on our YouTube channel to kick things off daily. But then all the important moments will be on PokerGO.com. If you are not a PokerGO subscriber, you can do so. Use promo code DREAM30. If you're not in a position to subscribe, that is totally fine. Just make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, because we're going to be posting a daily highlight, the best hand of the night, stuff like that on YouTube. So please at least make sure you are a subscriber to our YouTube channel. And while you're at it, please hit that like button on the video. Lou here, the raise to 2,300. Hellmuth with jacks. Fireworks, Donnie. Let's go.
Well, Hellmuth first carved out calling chips, and now it looks like he's considering a raise here. He does just call.
Hellmuth is probably aware that Lou has been on the tighter side. He is opening under the gun, so probably even tighter in his range. I mean, we can see he does have the ace-10 off, but still.
Jack deuce 5 on the flop, 2 clubs. Rigby with a gut shot and backdoor clubs. To him, that's like flopping a straight. He's going to lead out right away. Hellmuth might be facing maximum pressure here, depending on how this develops. Oh, wow, moves all in right away.
Whoa.
Is Rigby going to take a stab here and gamble with Hellmuth? I would not be surprised to see him gamble here. Of course, we all know that Rigby doesn't...
The problem with Rigby's hand is with the speed with which Hellmuth shoved, like, wouldn't you expect him to kind of show up with, like, ace-queen of clubs a lot here? Or ace-king of clubs, or something like that, that Hellmuth just flatted pre-flop and is now shoving the flop. And we were just talking about, you know, when is this table going to adjust to the fact that Rigby is so wide pre-flop? Hellmuth doing a very good job here of taking the pocket jacks and shoving a hand that could be vulnerable on certain turns and river cards. You know, when you have these pairs that are just above the highest card on the board, but not aces, kings, or queens, jacks on this board's a perfect example, you oftentimes do want to put in a raise to protect your hand. Whereas if Hellmuth had a hand like aces or kings, he might be more comfortable calling because there are fewer scare cards on the turn.
Would you have preferred to see a smaller raise from Hellmuth, knowing that Rigby is likely to perhaps stick it in himself?
I would have, because I want Rigby to continue with the weakest parts of his hands, but the way that Hellmuth plays, he doesn't like that. He doesn't want to give his opponents a chance to hit two pair or hit something crazy on the turn. So he just shoves, and he's happy to take it down there. Well played by Phil.
Hellmuth back up to 70K, 70 big blinds, still down from his starting stack of 105,000.
How many times should I say bluff you? 0? It's still 0.
Shocker.
I came to win, not to bluff you.
Still no bluffing.
You might have had ace-9. You were really thinking about it, huh?
He's snapping you off with ace-9.
Ace-9 is a good hand.
This is absolute top of Rigby's range in that spot.
Probably could have got a little more value from ace-9.
Yeah, you want to tell me how to play my hands?
No,
yeah?
no.
Why not?
5,000. What?
Very small 3-bet here from Rigby.
Chen going to be in position here with pocket fours.
No, yeah.
Of course, you're never looking to play 3-bet pots with small pocket pairs, but in this case, it might pay off incredibly well. And of course, it was a small raise. Rigby checks right away on this flop. 10-8-3 out there.
Interesting. You know, Rigby's so full of air, and when he hits top pair, top kicker with a backdoor no flush draw, he elects to check. He does get his opponent to fire half pot, though.
Jack of spades on the turn. Action goes check, check. Deuce completes the board. And now Rigby back to betting. 20K out of nowhere here.
Huge bet. What do you think he's trying to do, Donnie? He just thinks that his ace-10 is good. He's going for value here with second pair top kicker.
Yeah, I know Rigby seems like a pretty crazy character, but I think he's very aware of how he is perceived by his opponents. So this bet can get called by lighter, I think.
Yeah, Chen does just let it go. I mean, the question there is, it is true if you bet pot there, then sometimes you're going to get looked up by a worse 10, potentially by an 8. But if he were to bet smaller, maybe there are many more hands that would call him to where it would be a more profitable bet.
So I'm seeing lots of comments across PokerGO chat and YouTube chat about Rigby's playing style. Would you, and people are asking this question, and they're saying they're asking, is Rigby just playing bad? Is he playing a bad form of poker? Or is it a style thing where sometimes it's going to work and you're going to have 400K and sometimes you're, home within the first 2 hours. And then when it does work, you're going to give yourself a really good chance to make a deep run.
Well, Rigby is a professional poker player, right? He's a cash game player from Pittsburgh, so he knows what he's doing. He certainly couldn't play this way if he was playing at a table of Stephen Chidwick, Jason Kuhn, and some of the best players in the world. But it works for him because he knows where his opponent's at. And basically, he's the type of player who wants to get himself in as many situations against these players as he can because he thinks he has a good read on them and he thinks he's going to be able to navigate post-flop well. So far, he's been doing an okay job at that. But again, it comes back down to, he came into the day with 408K, and he just chipped down until he got kind of lucky and flopped 2-pair, and then held up in a 70-30 situation. So when you play a style like this, man, your chip stack is going to be going up and down, left and right, and you're going to have to hope to flop some hands with some bad holdings in order to stay above water and in order to keep gaining on your chip stack.
You know who he reminds me of? Michael Mizrachi.
Yeah, fair point.
How many times have we seen Michael Mizrachi have a chip lead 6 levels into a day and then be out before the end of the day? Because he plays every hand. You know, he's very much a live feel player. But when those players get in situations and they have a lot of chips, they can be a giant pain in the ass to play against.
Modens, meanwhile, open-ended straight draw with a flush draw out there. Rigby with the ace of diamonds, betting 10,000. Modens is going to come along. Turn card is the ace of hearts. Music to the ears of Rigby. Decides to check behind. River is the jack of spades. Modens misses. When a player like Rigby starts hitting hands and players start playing back at him, the pots can swell up quickly. In this case, Modens doesn't go for it, and Rigby casually tosses out 25K.
Yeah, from what we've seen in these past couple hands, I mean, when Rigby 3-bet the ace-10 and then immediately checking that 10-high board, this hand hitting his pair of aces on the turn and immediately checking back, you may classify Rigby as what's known as a backwards player, where they're betting when they don't have something strong, and when they actually do have something strong, they play more passively and check back.
Very interesting. And once again, that was on display here. He does decide to go for value on the river, but of course, Modens had nothing.
Now, if his opponents know that and if they're willing to adjust, right, back to the question from the chat, Rigby becomes a very easy player to play against and somebody who you can actually make a lot of chips from. If he's playing a lot of hands and betting when he doesn't have it and obviously checking when he does have it, what that means is you could put out a bunch of check raises against this type of player. You could really put pressure on him when he's showing aggression and slow down a little bit when he checks back or when he checks the flop. But I think the reason why it's been working out for Rigby is his opponents just aren't making that adjustment. They're not used to playing like somebody like Rigby.
Hellmuth here raising it up with ace-6 suited. Chen makes the call. Rigby calls. Action on Lou on the button. We might see six-way action here with both blinds also getting a nice price.
I love how Rigby's just in there with the 10-6 off. Just
He's got a straight draw. Here comes 7-8-9, right?
He's got 2 flush draws, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bluff equity. Don't underestimate that. All right, 5-way to the flop here. Just what Hellmuth wanted.
Yeah, a lot of dead diamonds. I don't think Hellmuth's going to hit his...
Oh,
he did!
Okay.
He did! 3 players, all with diamonds here. Look at this.
Wow.
And Rigby's got a pair of 10s, so I can imagine he's going to put a little bit more money into this one.
Oh, man. It's going to be hard for the diamonds to come in, but at this point, 3 players with the diamond draw. This could get interesting.
Interesting spot for Hellmuth here. He's going to check it.
I mean, if Rigby takes an aggressive line here, Hellmuth might be the one calling it down with the nut flush draw. With so many diamonds dead, don't really like his chances to hit a flush here.
Smallish bet here from Rigby, going about a quarter pot. Lou's going to call.
Now over to Modens, who has the Jack-3 of diamonds. He calls. And Hellmuth with just a call.
Hellmuth is lucky at this point that he is not the type of player to just get it in with a flush draw, because this flush draw is about as dead as it gets, and he hits an ace on the turn.
Well, I think if Hellmuth would have put out a racer on the flop, he would have won this pot.
I think Chen folded on the flop, so that graphic needs to go. There it is. Okay, we're down to still four players in the hand. Rigby up against 3 opponents. Probably thinking to himself, if I pull this off, it's going to go viral. But he does decide to slow down. Action checks around. Hellmuth with the best of it. River card is the 9 of clubs. Hellmuth with the check mark. Let's see if anyone's going to try to steal this one. Oh, wow.
Overbet.
Modens firing out 27,000 with Jack high. Hellmuth has 2 people left to act behind him, but he doesn't really have to give them credit for any sort of hand that connects with this board, right?
Yeah, you got to give credit to Modens for this bet. I mean, it kind of sucks to make this bluff when you have 2 diamonds in your hand, because you kind of want your opponents to have missed diamonds and just have auto folds, right? But at the same time, he does have the jack in his hand, blocking king jack, blocking jack 8. He also saw weakness on the turn from his opponents. He might be thinking, you know, Rigby's in there so wide, Hellmuth might overfold the river, so I'm just going to go for the bluff.
I mean, if you're Hellmuth here, you've got to feel good about your ace, because what kind of range can you give Modens credit for?
I don't feel good about my ace here.
Yeah,
This bluff would be working out on me, because you got 2 players behind you. All you have is ace 6 with a pair of aces. My hands would already been in the muck. I'm giving credit to Phil for even thinking about this.
Yeah, I mean, Modens is betting into 3 people.
Right, but like, what is he representing? Like, he hasn't put a single chip in the pot himself.
Well, I don't think Modens is going to go crazy on the flop if he has a hand like, you know, a jack 8, king jack, because there is that flush draw out there.
Yeah, I would expect Modens could have a hand like pocket 9s here. He could have a hand like 10-9. He could potentially have a hand like a 5-9 suited.
This is getting through. Look at that.
Yeah.
Show it.
Oh, he showed the jack.
Oh,
he showed the jack.
Come on.
Jack 8 or king jack, I guess.
You got to show the 3.
He wants people to think that he was value betting there. He's setting up some future bluffs.
Well done by Modens.
Yeah, that
Very
was a nice pop by Modens there. And it goes to show, you know, the way that Hellmuth plays, sometimes he's going to be able to stay in the tournament when otherwise his opponent, let's say, had ace-king or king-queen or queen-10 and went with it if he had raised the flop with his nut flush draw. But sometimes he's just going to get bluffed off the best hand. So that's why a lot of players with Hellmuth's hand with the nut flush draw either would have gone for the flop c-bet himself, or certainly after he checked and it went bet, call, call. There's a lot of dead money out there, and they would have gone for the raise.
If he takes the line like he kind of did with the jacks, where he just puts his money in,
right,
he's going to either win that hand or he's going to double up if he gets called by one of the worst hands that are out there. So that's where Hellmuth's style like works against him at times. You know, a lot of times it works for him when he's able to last so long, eventually run up chips, all that sort of stuff. But then other times it prevents him from actually getting a lot of chips because he does play so close to the vest.
Next hand, immediate action again. Jones raising it up with ace-king of hearts. Rigby, 10-9 of clubs. Perfect hand for his style of play, 3-betting to 7,000.
Yeah, but we actually haven't seen too many 3-bets from Rigby, right? We saw him 3-bet for value real small out of the small blind with ace-10 suited. All the other hands he seems to just be calling behind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he 3-bet maybe once or twice very early on in the day, but then really slowed down afterwards, and it was mostly just raising or calling pre-flop.
Right, so the questions for Jones is, does he want to 4-bet here and potentially get in 115 big blinds with ace-king suited, or does he just want to call and take a flop out of position with a suited ace-king?
I keep expecting us, just give me the money.
Or does he want to 4-bet fold, which it seems like a crazy option to me against this type of player. But it is the WSOP main event. There's a lot of equity in being in this tournament. He does put out the 4-bets.
100%. It's not even close.
Wow.
Rigby just gets away from it.
I know it. Fucking pure fact.
Kind of surprised to see Rigby fold there. It wasn't the largest 4-bet. If you're going to just 3-bet fold a hand like 10-9 suited, I'd probably rather just call it in position. And it's got good enough equity against a lot of hands that you likely want to see flops in position versus just straight up turning it into a bluff and then getting rid of it. And, you know, Jones has a lot of chips, so that, you know, Rigby could get in a spot where he could stack him and get a whole bunch more.
All right, new player joining us with the coolest name I've seen in a long time. Quaddlebaum. That sounds like an online screen
I
name.
came here to have them give me the money.
What's the legal age to start drinking in
It's a
Latvia?
fucking test. Okay. So be it. I do not have the patience to beat me, so.
So we've noticed after the break, Parent kind of taking the advice of his friends and not being as loud at the table.
Parent has played really tight. Probably the right approach in the main event. Chen here with queens. Hellmuth again involved. Let's see if he finds a way to win this one. 5 deuce 3, not the worst flop for ace-6.
5 deuce 3, a hand that you sometimes might want to have a leading range out of the big blind. Part of the issue with this dark check from Hellmuth is you're going to miss those creative flop leads.
With Franco dead in the room? What's going
Yeah, I'm a
on?
fan of the leads from the big blind on favorable textures. I think it's an overlooked play. You know, not a lot of, everyone just kind of sees it like, oh, he just donked out of the big blind, but on some low textures like this, you can do really well from boards that really hit your range versus your opponent.
3 of diamonds on the turn, pairs the board. Ace on the river, saving Hellmuth.
Hellmuth gets there, but he's thinking, can I really get value in this spot? No, he checks. They both check, and Hellmuth will take that down. Chen will get the bad news.
Wow. Riviera. So,
wow.
You get lucky also sometimes.
That one's going to slip out of the memory bank. So.
Are you guys fucking delusional or what? I get lucky for a 2K bet? Oh, you get lucky too.
No, I'm just joking.
Yes.
Okay, buddy.
Means we're in nice hand. And God outriver.
Thing is, if the roles were reversed and that was a 2K bet that he lost,
Lucky today, buddy. All right.
he'd be sent to the moon.
Then he'd be the least lucky person on the planet.
Exactly. So I'm with Parent and Modens.
Right? Idiots don't even get it.
I've been told Hellmuth turned his mic off again, messing with the mic pack that is on his belt.
Right.
We're having a hard time hearing him. We'll try to be quiet when he goes on his next tirade.
Well, we heard him right there, Remco, saying you idiots don't even get it.
We don't. We don't, Donnie.
Show 6. Show 6.
I have at least an ace.
Okay. Ace is very.
We bet there from Hellmuth with the ace-8 off.
What?
I'm getting
Takes
angry.
it down.
You're right.
Oh, yeah.
As long as it's the right angle. You want to monitor. Oh my God, no.
Look at the array of beverages on display in the background there.
Those look like a whole bunch of high noons. Is Dave Portnoy in the building?
Yeah, no free ads. Send the check, please.
Pittsburgh's holding up pretty well over there. Pittsburgh, you're holding up pretty well.
You're traveling packs.
I thought you would have bluffed off like 150 or picked up 150.
Oh, me specifically.
Well, he did bluff off like 50.
I mean, I thought
and
you were going to bluff
since got
150
it
or
back.
pick up 150. I'm not saying that, you know.
Very strong chipper.
John Quattlebaum, our new player in the 1 seat.
You called me that
Decided to let go of his king 10 of hearts.
Yeah, he might not know just how wide Rigby is yet at this point, having just gotten to the table.
That one's drawn dead.
No shit.
Well, the music's back.
I was going to say, shout out to last night's coverage, or sorry, 2 nights ago. Hellmuth, of course, blasting his music. We can pick it up through whatever microphone is near him.
All you had to do is show me 9s and 5s, man. You did that all right.
If you're just tuning in on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get a notification if you turn those on. We are live with some form of main event coverage every day, but then, of course, the main show will only be on PokerGO.com. At least if you are on YouTube, you get daily highlights, the best hands of the day. Just make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that like button. We're going to be here for 9 more full days of action from the 2023 World Series of Poker. Our second new player, Chmielewski, is going to be in for it here, sitting at this table.
3 players.
Steven
The
Chmielewski.
queen 7. Oh my God!
May or may not have had it.
Oh, I flopped him dead and he bluffed it. Oh, I knew it.
I thought the 7. I didn't.
So Hellmuth finding out just now about that pocket 9's hand against Modens when Modens had the queen 7 of hearts.
Oh!
They're giving it
Makes
to
my
me.
day.
Just press my. Just press.
No,
call,
I'm
right?
happy because I already know you're going to do the same shit later.
Just press call. He says, right?
When he raised on the button, he 3-bet with queen 7. It came 5, 6, 7. I had 9s.
Okay. Yeah, that's a
He had queen 7.
This is what we want, though. This is good. This is
Of course.
Modens and Rigby,
Once you know their hand,
sort of the perfect pairing. Both players have it in them to be aggressive.
Could just be a really good player. Or could be just
Modens with a pair of jacks
or both.
has the best hand here. And Rigby just betting 16K.
Queen 7 of hearts.
Full pot, slightly over.
I kind of felt like you might be giving it away.
5 makes a straight, 3 hearts out there. Then again, it's Rigby.
I mean, if anyone can have a 5, it's Rigby.
True. If you're Modens here, even though you're not happy,
you can click call.
You can't you can't really fold.
You know.
No show? No show. No show is good.
Look at that, no show.
He bluffed.
The queen 7 of hearts. Oh my God.
I really thought you're not going to look at it. Of course you're going to. How can you not?
The best players in the world text me these hands.
Here's a look at our Dream Seed promotion. If you're an annual subscriber to PokerGo, you'll be entered in our free giveaway. 3 of those annual subscribers will be in our $1 million free roll to end the year. Subscribe right now. Use promo code DREAM30 to save $30.
You want to? Why do you think
I don't. I really
why do you
thought
think
I'm
I
gonna play
told
against him? You call, he folds. Well, I was very.
No, then you decided to go for it.
I had
Can't
to.
help
I
yourself.
had to.
Of course you had to.
I had to try it.
See, I told him he's going to bluff me 9 times. I told him for a reason. So all you guys will try to bluff me. And you do. And then all of a sudden, bing, bing, bing. It's my fucking turn. What do you think? You think I won 75 hold'em tournaments by folding?
Raise 2,000.
Keep it PG for the kids.
I almost called it 19,000. Oh my God, I was like, this guy's trying to give it away.
Yeah.
You were.
I was trying to get all the 9s right now. Thank God you're good enough to fold.
That's exactly the way you guys think. I'm going to bluff Phil because he's good enough to fold. And that's how I win all the tournaments.
That was my thing.
That was your
And-
thought.
And now
Yeah.
I'm.
Shout out to Will, the
You're
$10
gonna give it to me?
donation on YouTube. He's asking any royal flushes or straight flushes and how many. Haven't seen any today, but last night we saw our Czech player in the 1 seat hit a straight flush on the river.
Nice hand. Nice.
Didn't get paid though.
Thank you, Mike Matisal, thank you, Mikey, for texting me the Queen 7 of Hearts hand. Everything looks different now, buddy.
I thought he was standing
Oh,
over there.
I knew he was giving it away. I got to slow play every hand now. Damn it.
So Kane, now that Hellmuth knows, and he's broadcasted all this information, Modens is just going to have it the next time.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Hellmuth here raising it up with pocket 9s.
Pocket 9s again. I'm really hoping that Modens has Queen 7 of hearts in the big blind.
I mean, whatever Rigby has on the button here, he's going to get involved. Maybe an auto 3-bet. Oh, and he finds ace-10 of spades way up there in the range for Nick Rigby.
Tiny 3-bet again. He loves a tiny 3-bet with his ace-10 suited.
So me, I'm going to check.
Heads up. Check.
We saw Queen Jack of Hearts going in the muck there from the 1 seat. 9
Wow.
deuce 3 top set for Hellmuth. He always claims they're going to give it to him, This might be the spot as Rigby hits
Here we go.
top pair, top kicker.
1,500.
Rigby bets 10,500. Got to add a 0 to that one.
Raise.
Raise, 25,000.
Raise Phil.
Wow.
25,000.
Hellmuth with the check raise. With his tight playing style.
Let's see if Rigby does it here. This is one of those spots where Rigby does have value. You know, he was betting his hand for a reason. He wasn't just on one of those stone bluffs that we've seen many times so far at this table.
Call.
He's going to just call.
All right, interesting river card coming up here. It is the 4 of hearts.
Hellmuth with the good stack here to shove.
Rigby, of course, has to be aware of the fact that Hellmuth's tournament life in the main event is worth so much to him that anything that comes now is got to look extremely strong.
So knowing that, if you're Hellmuth, might you want to check?
25,000.
He puts out 25.5. I imagine this is just going to be a side call from Rigby here, right? I mean, Hellmuth's ever bluffing with clubs or Jack Queen or 7-8 or Jack 8 or even a hand like King Jack, King Queen. All of these hands are possible for a player to have. Would Hellmuth have them though? Day 2 of the main event. The biggest main event in WSOP history. The stakes are so high. Every chip matters. We know that.
Try to bluff me here.
That's the way that Phil plays.
I said that I would probably have 0 bluffs today.
The funny thing is he's not lying. Rigby doing some accounting here.
Can Rigby figure this out and get away from top pair, top kicker? Would be quite a fold.
Probably the only player at the table you can make this fold against.
Call.
There it is.
Nice hand. Nice hand. Nice hand.
Very quietly, Phil Hellmuth rakes in a massive pot, and now for the first time since hand number 1, he is up to over the stack he started with on day 2 of the main event. Phil Hellmuth gets some value there.
That's why you're the best.
But of course, that in large part due to the fact that Rigby had a really, really strong hand.
For Rigby.
No, exactly.
No,
I mean,
yeah, no, of course. But also, I mean, listen, Rigby ultimately called, so he didn't make the right decision. But, you know, I think he recognized the situation pretty well. It would have been easy for Rigby to just quickly flick in the call there with top pair, top kicker, but thought it over.
Could Phil have gotten a full double up there?
I don't know. I mean, I think going back to what Kane was mentioning, like Phil values his tournament life so much that Phil putting his full stack in there on the river would have looked mega strong. Now, if Phil would have check jammed the turn, maybe he has a higher likelihood of getting the full double versus doing it on the river.
Yeah, I mean, Rigby wanted to fold to the 25-5, so I think he probably would have found the fold to an all-in.
Yeah. And you know, good recognition by Phil not betting his full stack, going with a smaller amount to ultimately get that call. And judging by Rigby's reaction and length of time in the tank before making that call, it seems like Phil picked the maximum price that Rigby was going to call.
And our new player, Quattlebaum here, quickly with top 2 pair. Modens, however, might slow down on this turn, turning second pair.
Does go check, check here. 10 on the river, pairs the board. Check, 5,600 for Modens, and a quick call from Quattlebaum with that better two pair, and he takes it down. He's going to have to get acquainted pretty quickly to this table because chips are flying quite a bit.
Yeah, I think Quattlebaum just said that that's the first hand he's ever won in the main event. So
wow,
I think he just registered, was brought to the feature table, and it's his first main event.
Imagine registering now and you get stuck on the feature table. You get stuck with Phil Hellmuth. You got Nick Rigby there. I mean, that must be quite the initial experience.
Raise 2,000.
Rigby's in there with the raise. 2,000 with the 9-7 off. Blinds now have gone up, by the way, 500, 1,000 with the 1K big blind ante. So this raise from Rigby is a min raise. Modin's going to come along with the pocket fives, and Parent also coming along. He's got 8-5 off.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many loose calls from Parent. This is the first one here.
9-4-3 here. Rigby with top pair, checks over to him. $6K is the bet from Rigby. We'll see if Modens wants to come along. You know, Rigby could be firing pretty much anything here. Parent gonna get a little creative. Look at this.
Wow.
Okay. He makes it 20,000.
And now Rigby in a tough situation here with top pair. He does have a backdoor flush draw and backdoor straight draw. That could be part of the reason he's very happy to continue.
This should knock Modens out of the hand. He does fold. All right, Parent's he's gonna need a lot of help, or he's gonna need to get really creative here to win this one. Queen of Hearts on the turn.
You can see 0% next to Parent's name, which means he can't win this pot unless he bluffs successfully. Parent quickly bluffing 30,000. It's about 30% of his remaining stack.
Not really sure what hand makes sense.
Rigby quickly makes a call, sniffing out the bluff. What a hand. What a hand by Rigby.
Well done there by Rigby. I think Parent just kind of got sucked into the fact that he bluffed the flop with that check raise and then just didn't follow through with giving up. He gave up the turn and then got to the river and was like, well, I gotta bluff at this now. But you know, sometimes you can just fire one street as a bluff and give up the rest of the way. You don't always have to just go for it.
Oh, you had the 8-5.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Did not play the 8-5.
Oh, I was like...
The line that Parent took, I'm not sure totally makes a ton of sense.
No, I think what happened is, you know, the turn card came, and there were two flush draws out there, and so bluffing with just the 8-high, Parent decided, I'm not going to do that. But then the river card came the king offsuit, and at this point, two new scare cards had come on the board, and he was hoping that Rigby would be scared by them, for lack of a better term. But Rigby, smart enough to snuff out, if his opponent did have a hand like a queen on the turn, he probably would have bet it then.
Yep.
If he had a hand like Jack 10 that now picked up some serious equity, he probably would have bet that as well. Maybe even a hand like King 10, King Jack that picked up a gut shot. Maybe all of those hands would have continued to fire on the turn. So as played, he didn't expect Parents to have a very strong hand. Maybe he expected him to have busted spades, and he made a good call.
If I move it on the river, maybe you can get away. But that
pop put Rigby back over 400,000.
Rigby,
bouncing up and
yeah,
below
fluctuating above and below that 400,000 mark. He's still the commanding chip leader at this table.
How much?
2,300.
A little bit of a mystery hand here. Lou, we only know one of his cards. It's the Ace of Diamonds. He raises to 2,300, and Parent has Ace Queen of clubs. He's going to 3-bet, which we have seen from Parent so far. He's 3-bet Ace Queen, Ace Jack already. Now he's going to 3-bet the Ace Queen of clubs.
Shout out to Mike.
Got him, what the? Closest toilet? Do you know where it is?
Parent hasn't been involved in hardly any hands. Lou was our tightest player of the first level. I think Parent has since taken over the crown. Depending on what Lou's second card is, I'd be curious to see how this hand develops. Raising under the gun and getting 3-bet by a tight player. Perhaps you can only continue with Ace King and Ace Queen here.
Or pocket aces, of course.
Okay, yes, pocket aces.
As
I
he
would also
puts
continue.
out the 4-bet to 20,000.
Wow.
So Parent started this hand with 76 big blinds. He's playing against a tight player.
Oh, when you shove? 6-8.
What?
Day 2 at the WSOP main event feature table. The stakes can't be higher. You have Ace Queen suited. That's a strong hand, but what do you do? Facing a nearly 3x 3-bet here.
I mean, if you're Parent and you have awareness of your own table image based on your playing style, this has got to look even stronger.
Yeah, but he just showed down a bluff with 8-5 offsuit. Maybe his opponent thinks he's a little bit tilted. Now he lets it go. Are we ever going to know?
Oh, man.
I don't think so.
The reader did not pick up on that card.
It'll be a mystery.
It's good to have a little bit of mystery every now and then. I just wanted to highlight a quick story here. Destroyer Mincy on Twitter. Mincy, of course, of High Noon fame. He sat next to rapper Hootie Allen last night on day 2. Hootie had 145K and then just left. He just walked out of the room. Guess what? On a red-eye flight last night to New York to be the groomsman in a wedding, and he's flying back today to play day 3. He had 145K with 105 minutes left in day 2. Clearly, he made day 2, and he just flew across the country for a wedding.
He made day 3.
Oh, sorry, he made day 3.
Do we know how much he has left?
Yes, we do. He has 124,000 chips coming back to day 3.
It's not too bad. He only lost 20K.
Yeah,
Went to his
that's
buddy's
good.
wedding, right?
It's incredible. The main event, ladies and gentlemen. The main event.
Must have been a slow table.
Yeah, perhaps they played slower just to, you know,
To help him out?
To not blind him down all the way. Hellmuth, meanwhile, Jack 5 off, getting involved there from the button.
11,000.
Chemelski,
Another
I'm guessing the
3-better.
first hand
Yay.
he's played.
Yay.
Makes it 11K. Takes down the
We got
pawn.
another 3-better.
By the way, if you're just tuning in, my name is Remco Rinkema. Donnie Peters, as always, alongside me. Kane Callis in the booth today. High-stakes cash game player, high-stakes tournament regular, the voice of the Phillies. Can I say that?
What do you have there? 3-better?
Well, I think that was my father was the voice of the Phillies, but I guess...
You carry on that legacy?
Yeah, I guess I sing the national anthem for the Phillies.
That's my second button race all day.
Is it on your horizon in any sort of way to potentially want to get into calling the games in the future?
You know, I studied broadcast journalism in college, and I've always loved broadcasting, so I'll say never say never.
It'd be awesome to hear you call a game.
6,000.
So far, it's been a exciting first main event for Quattlebaum. Quattlebaum announced earlier this was his first main event, and he late registered today. And now he's 3-betting Rigby with Big Slick.
I mean, Quaddlebomb getting great value from his first main event, buying in on day 2, getting moved to the feature table with these characters.
Yeah.
10, 6, 7 on the flop. Rigby with a gut shot, backdoor spades. His spades, of course, no good. Quaddlebomb checking behind. Turn card, the ace of diamonds.
I'm getting Sam Soverell vibes from Quaddlebomb.
Yeah, same sort of
Aren't you?
table posture.
Yeah.
You know, like kind of hunched over a little bit at the table.
Yeah,
arms crossed.
It's like if Sam Soverell and Andy Frankenberger had a child.
Oh my God.
It would be Quaddlebomb.
That can never escape my memory now. Ace King is going to take this down. Relatively small pot. If you're enjoying the coverage, please let us know. If you're not, please let us know. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's a pleasure to be able to do these streams for everyone. Action will continue on PokerGo as we have about half an hour left here on today's appetizer feed. You got to make sure to tune in for the remainder of the coverage as this table is being moved to the main feature table as soon as we go off air. At 6 p.m. Pacific time, the action will continue until 1 in the morning.
Oh, this one. Thank you for the text, my friend. Queen 7 of hearts, 6-8. Goodness gracious. They're playing some hands at this table.
Thank God you called it. Thank God.
They're just going to give it to me.
Imagine
That's what I've been waiting
I've
for.
done on the river.
That's what I've been waiting for.
River should have been a jam.
I think the river might be the 8 of hearts, and then you can just move in and I can stop it. But now you're down to 100.
Call.
8 of hearts.
3 players.
Makes me straight. You have
Or
to
like
bluff
a queen of
straight.
spades. Do you get a flush?
Yeah.
That's not good then. Queen of spades not good. So
Yeah, but you're going to check behind queen 7. You'll bluff it off with a lot of cards.
Yeah.
6,000.
Not sure. I was going step by step, street by street.
Another mystery hand here.
I don't need to.
But this time when I pick
one
you
for
up,
Rigby.
you'll be down to 90. And you'll say to yourself, why?
I hope I'm at 430 at the point when we collide.
And Chen hasn't relinquished his hand. Maybe he's thinking about a bluff here with some backdoor straight draws and a backdoor flush draw. He did think about it, but he lets it go. So we go heads up to the turn. Rigby with a mystery hand, and Quaddlebomb, who's played pretty straightforward so far. He's just happened to have pretty good hands to show down. And he instantly folds to another barrel.
Is there nowhere else you'd rather be?
Flop it straight.
Thank you.
Kane, what's your opinion on receiving information while you're playing on a stream? And then again, if you're broadcasting that you know what's going on, players might adjust based on that. At the same time, could it also mess with your head a little bit and, in a way, affect your play in a negative way?
So when I first started playing poker for a living, I was always thinking, is my opponent leveling me? How's he going to readjust? I was getting in all these adjust and readjust wars, and it was Jungle Man who taught me, once you figure out what your opponent's doing wrong, just exploit it and continue to exploit it, and exploit it until they prove to you that they're doing something differently. And now that's been the way that I've approached the game ever since, is when I figure out an inefficiency my opponents have, I will exploit that until they've proven to me otherwise, until they've proven that they've changed the way they're playing.
So as far as the information that you might be able to receive from a friend doesn't really impact your play that much because every situation is presented as new with the information that you already have?
Oh no, it's the opposite. It would impact my play. I want all the information I could possibly get, and then I'm going to assume that the players are going to play the same way as they had until they show me otherwise.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Chmielewski, 9-7 of spades, is going to raise it up to 2,200. Chen, to his left, in position, 3 bets to 8,800. That'll get it done.
How long is the delay on the stream?
40 minutes.
40?
Oh my God, you bluffed with Jack 3 of diamonds.
Really?
Oh, this is so sick.
I like how you're
Damn.
surprised. See, really? I did that? What are you doing?
I had that.
He's really trying to. You just hit a diamond, and then you're
Yeah,
almost out.
then you're at least winning 45,000 every month.
Oh, I get it all.
Jack
Yeah,
3
of course.
diamonds.
Yeah, that's
Sorry?
what he bluffed with. Jack 3 diamonds.
I had the best hand.
Right into 3 of us.
Right into 3 of us.
I had the best
Completely
hand.
screwed me.
I had the best hand.
Would you have ace 8 of diamonds?
Yeah, of course. Had the nut flush draw. I let you bet your 10. When he called, I thought maybe he's drawing dead. He was. Fuck.
I found a way. I found a way.
Well, those bluffs have worked very nicely for you. I mean, it's going to be very
but
hard to make it.
Obviously, they're
It's going to
good
be
when-
very
when
hard for you to make
everybody
it out of the end of the day playing like that.
Obviously,
But you don't believe me anyway, so.
I do not.
No, you
I
don't.
will not lie.
How about this call by Rigby? The 5-3 offsuit.
My thought from me again.
And Hellmuth isn't even involved, so there's no bluffing equity for a potential blow-up. He's just going up against Chen. And Lou now coming along as well. This is inviting Quaddlebomb, and we got 4 deuce and 3-5
Yeah,
off.
Rigby with the dominating 5-3 offsuit. we got a lot of interesting hands here. 5-3, 6-5, 4 deuce. Queen Jack way ahead, especially on this board.
Oh my God, I can't wait
But
to
will
call.
somebody represent trip 8s?
I'm checking the nuts on the
If anyone can do it,
You don't
it's
play your
Nicholas
cards,
Rigby.
you play your friend cards.
I didn't. I had to worry
I
about
think we've
those.
seen this a few times already where pre-flop, if Rigby is in, or on the button, I should say, he's just flicked in a call with pretty much any 2 cards in his hand.
I should just bet
Seems like he just
10,000.
wants to play position post-flop.
It's going to be a lot harder to bluff. Heads up. Maybe you move in and I call and you're just
Snap call, you snap call.
trying to get
You
off
snap-
king.
You snap call.
I told you I didn't. come
Turn
there.
card is the King of Hearts. Hearts now as well for Lou.
Try and be funny.
Check.
Action goes check, check.
Can't help myself.
River card, 3rd heart, gives Lou a flush.
I feel myself very funny.
Check. What happens in the main event? There's
Wow, Lou just checks, trying to set the trap for Rigby.
and then all of a sudden, boom, they're gone.
Pretty good money.
But sometimes they go all the way to the final table.
Shout out to KevMath. He just tweeted, less than 60 minutes left to register for day 2 of the World Series Poker main event. So registration about to close.
Give me a flush on that in the river.
Currently, about 50 minutes left to register. Donnie, do we have any number updates?
I'm told it's right around 10,000. I don't know if it's exactly over it, right below it.
A little less.
I mean,
gotta make sure.
It's being kept very close to the vest overall, which I'm kind of surprised about, to be honest. You know,
Yeah,
I
I
thought
was-
you would be touting that, tweeting it every 5 minutes, every time somebody new signs up. You know, really. First of all, I think there's a lot of people in Las Vegas who might come on over if they hear how big this is. But also, I think
it's
creating
on,
that
so it's,
FOMO for next year is a really good thing to just start building that now.
Mike doesn't like when you're talking.
Because if there are people sitting at home that were on the fence about possibly coming out, I know a bunch of people that are just like that. Really make them miss it. Really make them, you know, get that 10K together, get their flights, their hotels, and be here next year for what at least I would assume is going to be even bigger.
Yeah, so I'm going to let you guys handle the commentary from here on out. I'll
See ya.
See you guys
See
at
how
the
I
main.
ended up?
Thanks, Remco.
Did you see how I ended up 50,000?
I wish, man, I wish. It's a lifelong dream of mine, and one day I'll get in there.
That's what I've been waiting
Michael
for.
Jordan.
Jack Trey. It's gonna be an entertaining stream.
Oh, they love the stream's very entertaining. My friends say.
That's it.
Shout out to Max Black for the $5 donation, saying thanks to PokerGo, to the PokerGo team for keeping televised poker alive. Times have changed, no question, but the new regime are doing a great job. Thanks, Max. Appreciate it. The discount code for PokerGo is Dream30. I've seen it requested in the chat a few times.
Call. Check. Check.
Modens and Chen here, tangling in a small one. Third 8 on the river there for Modens. Didn't need it though, he was already ahead. Modens is gonna throw it a bit here with his 3/8. Chen giving it some thought here with the pair of 5s. Modus is going to get looked up here, and he's going to show his 3/8, rigging in a nice little pot here. And here is a look at our best promotion ever. If you're an annual subscriber to PokerGo, you're going to get entered into a raffle to potentially play our $1 million free roll in December. Use promo code DREAM30 to sign up for the annual subscription. That comes down to about $5.80 per month. You get to watch all the poker you ever could have wished for, and potentially play in a tournament with life-changing money on the line. 500K up top in that event. Only eligible for, or the only people eligible are the annual subscribers.
That's why. He probably was hoping you hit the running 9-9 for the double. Mike says he's playing good. Then he just called. Then he just called with a set of queens.
Raise 22. Call.
Set of queens, huh?
Yep.
Unlucky. Oh my God.
Turn one,
Jack
Jack
3.
Jack 9, of course.
All I had to do was just move in on the flop. The geniuses are all saying he would call just dead. Jack, because you're so aggressive.
I like the genius.
Should have made it 20K. You're calling that.
Listen more to your
You're going to move in on the turn dead because you're going to. I have a straight and a flush draw. I think I can bluff Phil. All in. Call.
But you didn't call.
No, there was a little bit different.
Bet 23.
There wasn't that many.
I was talking about. I was talking about a scenario, not the way the hand was played.
Chmielewski and Rigby here clashing. Rigby with at least a
some of us
queen.
like to talk about.
Looks like we're having some issues with some of our cards here in our RFID system. Chmielewski with ace-jack offsuit.
I don't feel that you did something out of line, and I don't really
Chmielewski continued for 2,300.
Of course
Rigby
not.
made the call with his queen.
You've got your foot on the gas. So that's it's too much on the gas. You don't know.
You should look at all of the hands I played.
Do you want him to take his foot off the gas?
Not only the extreme points. You're looking
No,
at the
Chmielewski decides to check here as the third heart came in.
Should you really berate the bad players for playing bad, or just let them play bad?
I think he berates the
that
decent
berating?
players to play bad.
I'm saying it's playing fast.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Rigby has 3,500.
Well,
Chmielewski makes the call. We're going to see river card here.
I like to say nice hand and let the player play how he wants to play.
That's good for you.
River is the fourth heart on board. Chmielewski doesn't have a heart. Rigby could decide something here, and we're still not sure about his second card.
My mom tells me all the time I'm a cool guy.
Action goes check, check. Chmielewski shows his ace, and that's enough to take this one down. Rigby now back below 400K.
I think you've only been here for half the conversation.
Shout out to Jimmy Bluffett gifting 20 PokerGo YouTube memberships.
Doesn't take
Much love, my friend. Much love as always.
The guy that I 3-7.
Buddy, I surrender to you. I surrender to your table talk. I'll put my headphones on for a while. Awesome. I didn't know. Okay, that's what you want. You got it.
No, I love talking.
I always tell people to be careful what they ask for.
Raise 22. Call.
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 Let's see what we have.
If you're just tuning in, don't forget to like this video. We can still hit 6,000 during the stream. I believe in you guys. Hit that like button. Let's get us to 6,000 likes. And while you're at it, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our coverage on YouTube ends in about 15 minutes, and then we pick it back up on PokerGo.com at 6 p.m. We're going to have Lon McCarron and Maria Ho on the call. This table will be our feature table.
4 ways to the flop here. No player getting a very strong piece of it, and that could be good news for Rigby, who makes a small bet here, 25.
Action folds around to Chen.
Folds around, Rigby picks it up, bringing him back over 400K as he just goes below and above for his style of play. Who would have thought that he was within 5,000 chips of his starting chip stack at this point in the day, huh?
It is honestly remarkable, and of course, if you take out the hand with Queen 6, where he tried to set up a potential bluff versus Hellmuth, which ended up giving him 2-pair on the flop, busting the player in the 1 seat. Without that hand, he'd be down quite a bit.
Well, if you're tuning in the chat, tell us which player at this table, if you've been watching all day, who do you think has the best chance to win the main event? Who are you rooting for? Whose play do you like the most? Who are you expecting to see at the final table, potentially?
Call.
I'll say that like many players at this table have impressed me in one way or another. Modens has gotten creative with some bluffs. Jones has played probably a Kane Callis approved style.
Yeah, Jones has been playing well. I like the way Chen has been playing also.
B players.
How about this guy named Phil Hellmuth?
Have you played with Phil Hellmuth a bit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah, because I play all the mix championships, so.
That's you.
Oh, you really
18.
set the chat on fire, Kane. Look at the chat.
What's the popular answer over here?
I mean, we got a wide range. Modens is being named quite a bit. Lou has given some love. Hellmuth is not really in the mix a whole lot, and neither is Rigby. Everybody, of course, expecting Rigby to go up in flames at some point.
I believe the chip leader from 2ABC bagged over 800,000. I think that was Christopher Brammer again.
Wow.
He was one of the chip leaders from one of the day ones and then bagged up over 800,000. So
Brammer, former winner of the 10K6 Max at the World Series of Poker.
Yep. So although Rigby has over 400K here, still not, approaching the tournament chip lead for what we anticipate it's going to be at the end of the night.
He only has about, 6 hours left?
Yeah, exactly.
Chris Brammer, when he won that 10K6 Max, epic final table. Chris Moorman doing shoe bombs on the rail. Blackout drunk Brits.
We're in rough shape for the tip. My stack is going way down. I'm sorry.
I'll tip for
My bad.
No worries.
Yeah, somebody's picking up the slack for Parent.
Yeah, Perrin promised the waitress that if he had a good day, she would get an extra big tip at the end. He now apologizing because his day is not going so well.
Parent is actually the only player at the table who began at this table who's down in chips on the day.
That's insane. That's kind of bizarre, actually.
Call.
Call.
We've seen.
Well, because there's been a couple of casualties, right?
Yeah, we've seen 3 eliminations. Lou raising it up. Hellmuth calls with the Mallards, as Brent Hanks calls them, and Chmielewski in the small blind with ace-3 suited.
Just a call.
Yeah, just a call. I was expecting maybe a 3-bet.
You can go either way with that hand, I think. It's fine.
Here's the flop. Jack, Jack 5.
Check.
Lou with trips. Backdoor diamonds for Chmielewski, and Lou decides to check. Oh wow, Hellmuth, 3,500.
Can I get cocktails again? Yeah. I have ADHD. I don't really pay attention to everything. All right.
Lou makes the call
Can you
here.
tell her my order when she comes back if I go smoke? Heads up. Can you tell her my order if I go smoke?
7 of hearts on the turn.
Tequila shot chilled and another crown and ginger. And can you tell her I left crown and ginger and a tequila shot chilled? And can you tell her I left 10 on the table for her? Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Quaddlebaum.
Just one.
Living the dream, Donnie.
I actually just got a DM about Quaddlebaum.
Tell me, please.
Just says that, you know, this person who DM'd me, my friend Gus, who I haven't talked to in a while, but said that he knows Quaddlebaum, good guy, good energy. He just needs to settle in. He's going to make for great TV with Phil and Rigby. Sounds like ordering some drinks is the settling in that we're going to like to see.
He just ordered a tequila shot chilled, left $10 on the table for the dealer, perhaps inspiring parents.
Yeah, that's how you tip a parent. I mean, parent's young. He's 23, so he's got some stuff to learn.
Action on Hellmuth here, facing a bet of 5,000 with just the Ducks.
Non-believer?
I mean, there's not much to complain about here. You have deuces.
Wow.
Total non-believer here.
Mike said you make crazy bluffs, so I had to call.
Yeah, he's definitely the crazy bluffer.
You sure mathematics also right?
Well, he's watching the whole cards. Okay. So he said you made some crazy bluffs. Yeah.
Phil was expecting Lou to just have a hand like ace king, ace queen, king queen that floated the flop
Maybe
there.
Mike's just fucking with him.
No, I play with Mike. I have medium pair when I call.
One, I think. He made one bluff. The rest he's had it every single time.
Yeah.
On paper, this guy.
I don't know what Mike Matistel's watching at home.
Come on, Mike.
Pocket holding.
Give your man some good advice.
Easy cards to play.
By the way, for those curious about tonight's coverage on PokerGO.com, confirmation right now, and of course subject to change based on eliminations, but Hellmuth and Rigby, as we said, move into the main feature table, and you guys all have had a chance to get to know these players, making the coverage that much more interesting. Then on our side tables...
Crazy bluff. I'm like, he has king queen who's giving me money.
Table B will have Fedor Holtz, Chris Hunikin, and Jesse Lonis, recent winner of the 50K PLO. And Table C will have professional boxer Ryan Garcia.
Oh, yes.
Donnie, I'm not well versed in the boxing world, but I've been told he's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, he recently had a big fight in Vegas that a lot of poker players were at. I remember watching the fight. It was against Tank, Gervonta Davis, but I think Nick Schulman, David Oppenheim, and Jean-Robert Ballon were all in camera shot, very close, probably like 6 to 8 rows back, all at the fight. Ryan Garcia lost that one, but he'll be back. He's massive on social media.
Donnie, I have to interrupt you here for a second.
Yes.
Jimmy Bluffett just gifted 100 subs to our YouTube chat. Our YouTube community is growing quickly, all by the hands of one man, Mr. Jimmy Bluffett. Absolutely love to see it. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Once again, Kane Callis joining us in the booth. Make sure to follow him on Twitter. See what Kane is up to. Just at Kane Callis. You beat all the other Kane Callises registering that name, huh?
Heads up.
You got an album out as well.
I do.
You do have to mention that. I mean, I've seen some of your stuff on YouTube. Do an awesome job.
I released my my album in April, so you can pick it up on kingcallis.com. Listen to it wherever you stream your music. It's a cover album of American standards.
I mean, all the classics.
So this pot just being checked down. Rigby, though, thinking he can pick it up on the river with a bet.
This was a fun pot, Mikey.
For a little bit more than half pot.
So after Hellmuth called with the deuces, He gets shown the bluff there by Rigby, but after he called with those deuces and was wrong, said
No,
to
I
the camera
smashed
about
the
how
flop.
his friend
I
Mike
flopped big.
Mattisau
I checked so he'd bluff it off, and he did.
But the next hand, he raised the queen 8 off. There he's in there with the queen 5 of hearts. So are things getting to Phil a little bit here?
I feel like on the river there, if you take Rigby at his word that he's trying to bluff you, right, you need to call. Because if Rigby's actually trying to get through X amount of bluffs against Phil, a check down pot where he's risking very few chips would be one of the prime times to do it, right?
This is fun. I like.
Rigby said he's going to bluff him 9 times.
Right. So unless you think he's just saying that and he's always going to have it against you, which is entirely possible, but maybe not, maybe kind of out of character for Rigby, right?
Yeah, and that's one of those spots where, like you said, it was check down and there's just one bet on the river. So if you're going to pick off a bluff, why not do it at the cheapest time possible as opposed to like some big pot where he might be trying to bluff you. You have to make more marginal decision for much more chips.
Yeah, well, I was saying from Rigby's perspective, if he's trying to get through 9 bluffs on Phil, the time where he's risking as few chips as possible might be one of the prime ones. And so therefore, from Phil's perspective, it's more likely his opponent's bluffing, where in a normal situation, if your opponent's not targeting you, trying to bluff you, then they might just check down a hand that doesn't ever have a club there, right?
Yep.
And call. 3 players.
So Perrin electing to play the ace-5 suited this time. We've seen him fold this hand a couple times pre-flop. Once he just open-folded it, and once he was facing an open. Folded it this time, though.
Because I'm
He
sad and
raised.
depressed that I lost my stack.
You play 7-3, that's what happens.
I didn't play 7-3. I played
What was
8-5.
What?
I played 8-5, and I didn't have any spades. And you're supposed to have spades. And you're supposed to fold a 9. So, I don't know. And I also blocked all the straight draws with 8-5. So, it's just, I don't know what else you can have. But you have 9-7 off, so I guess you just call like half pot on rivers with third pair, which is fine because you have a lot of chips, but, and then you donk bet in. So, yeah, I play 8-5 sometimes.
What about this hand that we're on now?
Oh, I do have a 5, and I'm going to fold.
I would not be talking to Nick Rigby. I feel like he's that type of experienced live player that can do really well when you're speaking to him, giving things off, you know,
Oh, I
acting a
played
certain
that hand
way,
so
etc.
bad against you, Rigby. Oh my God, what am I doing? In my mind, I need you to bluff off your money to me. So I checked, and I didn't call.
That's what I was thinking, Phil.
It was small pot, but what is that, the 3rd time you bluffed me?
It's 3 or 4.
You might get 9, and I might have
the
a
graphics
million by
bluff
the end of
counter
the
on the screen.
What I thought might happen.
So we got a big blind who's away from the table now in Quattlebaum. That always has an interesting dynamic at the table. Let's see if it creates some action this hand.
Raise 2,000. Call.
Well, Rigby has the button, and he is, I'm pretty sure, has yet to fold his button once.
Heads up.
So we're going heads up. Jones with the Queen 4 suited, perhaps a hand he wouldn't otherwise open in the cutoff, but with the big blind missing, he does open it. And he checks his gut shot backdoor flush draw. As does Rigby check his nut straight draw on the flop.
Check. Check. Bet 1,000.
I just want Quattlebaum to come back and take this shot. And let's go.
I got good news, by the way.
Raise 3,000.
As our stream is ending right now, 4:30 p.m., we're just going to have to wait half an hour less than what I initially said. PokerGo goes live at 5:30.
Oh,
so
look at that.
They, of course, have to buffer the delay as well on their end. So 5:30 is when the action on PokerGo.com gets underway. So not at 6, like I initially said.
How about that flop for Lou? And you got Rigby reaching for chips, betting into you.
Wow.
So the question is, do you just call or do you raise? I mean, most people would just call. Yeah, most people just call here because what can Rigby really have? Now, Rigby could potentially have a deuce in his range with the number of hands he plays, right? But still, you have 2 10s in your hand. You might want to just let your opponent continue to bluff into you. But Rigby has been giving up on turns when he senses his opponents are strong, and he does check here.
Bet 45.
Rigby does lay it down, and Lou continues to chip up very, very nicely. Lou up almost 90,000 chips on the day. The only player who's won more so far is Modens, who's up a little over 100K. Rigby profiting just slightly. Mr. Phil Hellmuth also up 9K on the day. Parent, meanwhile, down over 100,000 chips. Hasn't been able to get anything going. Rigby has won 22 hands during our live stream. No one else has won more than 11. Mallard's here for Hellmuth. He's going to raise under the gun.
Raise 5,800.
Jones is going to attack 5,800 on 3-bet.
Modens in the small blind, thinking about something here with King 10 suited.
Yeah, he hasn't folded.
He's also been pretty quiet as of late, so.
Is he thinking about making it 15K, 15, 16K here with the King 10 of diamonds? Oh, he's reaching.
Look at this. Here we go.
Wow. This table has been everything we could have wished for. It's been amazing action, and Modens making it.
This is going to be one of those hands where I know Phil is obviously going to fold the deuces, but when his buddy Mike Matisow tells him later on what Modens is doing here, I can't wait for that.
16-7 is the raise. Action on Jones in position. Feels like Modens is thinking that Jones is targeting Hellmuth specifically. Looking to play back at him here.
Not the easiest spot for Jones here. The king-queen suited definitely goes down in value when you're facing a 4-bet like this.
Yep, he does let it go.
Wow, very nice hand from Modens.
Well-timed bluff by Modens there.
This guy has been incredible.
Do you think I win all the tournaments?
For sure he's going to at least call.
And that was the last hand of our broadcast here.
Well,
Please tune in at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time for continued coverage of the main event. If you're not yet a subscriber, use promo code DREAM30 to save $30 on your annual subscription. We're sending 3 annual subs to play in our $1 million free roll in December, so another good reason to subscribe. My name is Remco Rinkema. Donnie Peters was here with me, and of course, Thanks so much to King Callis for providing some expert analysis. Join Lon McCarron and Maria Ho for coverage at 5:30 on that main feature table. We're going to put Hellmuth and Rigby on the table. More fireworks still to come on PokerGO.com. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you tomorrow.